And we are live, immediately starting the stream with a follow notification. Well, ain't that something? Anyway, hello everyone, it's your favorite programming error that just refused to be fixed, Code here. And we are playing DDLC today. It's been so long since we did DDLC. Way too long. Now we are still on the menu screen. Let me open up the game right this instant. This should hopefully only take a second. I'm waiting for it. I haven't actually booted it up yet, because I'm curious if there's anything special. Upon trying to... Oh my god! I can't see anything! Help! Help! Well, give me 1 second. This is, going very interestingly. Apparently, this, stuff is just straight up full screen. Not what I was expecting. Give me a second, because I'm gonna need to set that up somehow. I booted it up and it went straight into forced full screen mode. It doesn't even find it. I can't even find the capture. Also high neon, by the way. I don't know how I messed that up. Why does it not find the game capture? That is weird. You'd think it should find it. What do you mean, enter and control? Doesn't do anything, buddy, chum, pal. Ah, yeah, that works. You're right, you're right. I don't know why it goes straight into full screen. That's the first DDLC mod I've ever played that goes straight into a forced full screen. But now it should hopefully capture it, one would assume. Unless it doesn't want to do that. Hello? Hello? Why do you not capture? Is there a problem? Are we gonna have a problem? Got a quote? Alright, I see. You're already getting the quotes, huh? This is the first time I've had this problem with the DLC. Help me. Why does it not show... It doesn't show up as a valid capture. Hang on, I can figure this out. I can totally figure this out. Give me a second. Ooh, there it is, I found it, I can make this work. Okay, hang on. I'll just reuse a different capture. If the DDLC capture doesn't work, I'll use this one. And now I need to just, fit it to screen. There we go. Now it's working. We're there. Help you with FNF stuff. I mean, that's, yeah, fair. Anyway, World of Dreams, Act 2. So, before we get started on this, I want to do a quick recap of everything. Is everyone down with a recap? So, World of Dreams, Act 1. I replayed it over this past week, so I know what's up. So let me tell you what World of Dreams is about. We, the main character, I, am getting isekai'd into the world of DDLC. One day I go to sleep and I wake up in the body of the DDLC main character, who is called Meiji. Turns out that Meiji is also still in there, but I have taken over his body, and he is now only in the back of my mind, having to communicate with me in my head, because I am now controlling his body and his life. Hair colors of the characters, as you can already see here, have changed a little bit to be more grounded in realism. There's also a bunch of new characters that were introduced. These include a character named Yae, who is an absolute fucking asshole, biggest bully to ever exist, and that is just Act 1. I don't know if she's gonna be worse in Act 2. There is also a few others. There's a reformed bully who's now on our side. There is someone who's basically a fusion of Sayori and Monica, but in the art club. That being Mori. Get it? Monica, Sayori, Mori. And then there's one more rich girl, I think, and those are the most important characters we've met. Remind you of Wallace? Yeah, true, Wallace is probably worse, but Yae, she has a few tricks up her sleeve. Honestly, I feel like her and Wallace would team up, definitely. But to be fair, Yae has game, whereas Wallace is just an idiot. Yae, her problem is she's a smart bully. She knows how to manipulate and stuff, which makes her all the more dangerous. Wallace is definitely horrible, but Yae is a bigger problem than Wallace. Anyway, to then further everything, so since we took over the main character's Meiji's body, not that one, Spinne, but yeah, since we took over, the us in the game that got reincarnated into DDLC has actually played DDLC. So we're basically running around trying our best to prevent the actual events from DDLC from happening. Working together with Meiji, who's only in our brain, to try and not let any of the characters die. To do this, we specifically had to get Monica on our side, which was relatively easy considering she's in love with us, so that worked. She was more so surprised that Meiji was still alive, and she would have been happy to delete Meiji if we didn't stop her. So yeah, we got her on our side, and towards the end, Sayori figured out that there was something wrong, and we kind of told her everything that was going on. Despite everything, we tried to prevent everything from happening, but the game script kept steering it back on track. The script kept trying to make the events happen, even when we were against it, even when we unintentionally avoided it. Example, the day you're supposed to be introduced to the club. We were sick that day. What happens? Sayori invites the club members to our house, and then most of the same events just play out in our house instead. So yeah, no matter what, the script is determined to make stuff happen. So even though we had Monica on our side, the script still wasn't too kind. We had Monica on our side, we even managed to convince Sayori of everything that is real. But even despite that, when Monday morning came, the day of the festival, the script was like, no, I know Sayori's actually doing pretty well right now and her depression isn't that bad, but she has to hang herself. So the script basically forced Sayori to hang herself, even though she wasn't doing that badly before. Actually, a few things changed. When we found her hanged body, she was actually already dressed and ready to go to school. She already had her school uniform on and everything. Anyway, then we found her and the game started breaking apart. Because we found her earlier. Basically, she wasn't fully dead yet. So we cut the rope, and the entire game was breaking apart. The world was just glitching the hell out. So we grabbed Sayori, dragged her into the space classroom, and began to resuscitate her. She's fine now, she's alive. But the world still crashed and we're rebooting, just like how you know it from Act 2. Meaning the story will start over now, with Sayori hopefully safe in the space classroom. She was safe as the game booted up back to the title screen. Another thing about the space classroom, while we're at it, we actually can be separated from Meiji if we go into the space classroom. Essentially, if we walk through the door into the space classroom, what happens is, it feels like our entire body is being ripped apart. Every single part of us just torn in two at like the atomic level, and it hurts like hell, and we get split in two. And the second we walk out, we re-merge, and I am once again in control of Meiji body. So that's a fun experience every single time. We actually showed that to Sayori. The best way to introduce Sayori to the insanity. We were like, Sayori, we have to show you something. You won't believe it. This is something very important about the world. We take her into the space classroom with her eyes closed, so she doesn't know it's the space classroom. Turn her to the door. So basically all she sees is she's in a room and we are standing on the other side of a door. The first thing she sees that messes up her view of the world is her childhood friend walking through a door and painfully getting torn in two. That's the first thing we showed her. And we didn't even tell her anything before that. We were just like, Sayori, I have something to tell you. Watch this. I would just split it in half. Flavor Rave got a V2 update? I'll have to look into that. But yeah, gotta stop this shit. Oh my god, player could. Essentially what happened. I mean, hey, she is heavily flirty towards us. She was going on about how she's vegan and everything. Sorry, not vegan, vegetarian. But then looks at us with teasing eyes and says something along the lines of, but maybe I'll have a slab of meat in my mouth again real soon. So yeah, that is, if that ain't just like her leaning in heavily, not vegan, just vegetarian. Actually, not even fully vegetarian, she's pescatarian. She's pescatarian. Pescatarian meaning she does eat, fish. But not meat, just fish. Fish, animal products, no meat. But that was confirmed in base game DDLC as well, so, you know. Anyway, welcome to setup for World of Dreams Act 2. This setup will install World of Dreams Act 2 onto your computer. Press next to continue. License confirmation. World of Dreams Act 2 license agreement. Not affiliated. Completed. Also assumes that you have read and completed Act 1 of the mod, which I have. Suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. I agree. I am ready. It's not that she doesn't want to hurt animals, Rob. She doesn't care about that. It's more so that the meat industry, basically messes horribly with the climate and everything. That is why she doesn't like it. It's not that she doesn't want to hurt animals. That is absolutely not a problem for her. Press finish. It happens. World of Dreams Act 2, baby! You can see it, the world beyond the stars, the world of dreams. New menu and everything! An error has occurred. Okay. I can't okay that. Okay, damn. No Sayori! Because she gone! Well then. Now I wonder, when we step out of the game, out of the classroom, when we step back out of the classroom, we will basically be in the reset world, correct? I assume we can't let Sayori out because the game assumes she's deleted. So she will have to stay in the space classroom. The question is, will Meiji's memory be reset once we step out of the space classroom? Or will Meiji's memory be fine? Because base game MC doesn't remember anything after the Act 1 reset either. That is the big question. Or is he safe since he was in the space classroom when the game reset? Whew, I mean, I'm about to find out. Oh, the menu moves a little bit. Alright, here we go. The return of CodeErr. I'm looking forward to this. Mirrors. Offenses and errors occurred. Restore game. DDLC EXE restored successfully. Restore world. World restoration failed. World restoration failed. Oh. Ow. Well, that succeeded. Tomorrow. Good luck on that lecture then. Act 2. If death equal false. Yes, we don't die here. Nobody gets to die. We're back! The text box changed too. Everything's so different now in Act 2. What a sight to return to after 3 years. Let that sink in. Again, let that sink in. I played Act 1 of this mod 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Can't blame me for having to replay the first act after everything. Anyway, the 3 teenagers look at me expectantly. Despite the confident tone I had on earlier, I am now feeling a bit self-conscious. We fight and we win? What the hell kind of action movie hero BS line is that? We will win though, the script has nothing on us. We have a Monica. Fuck the game script. I'm no hero, I'm just as clueless as they are. And I'm supposed to be 2 years older than them, for crying out loud. Code! Are you alright? Dude? Ah, right. I found a look at each of them. I am not exactly good at this. I cast Monica. Well, maybe start with something obvious. Sayori, I hope you don't mind if I ask you something that might be a bit insensitive.
Well, go ahead.
First of all, I should preface this question by saying I am so damn glad you're okay. I'm not sure any of us would be nearly as okay if we all go silent, and I even see them slightly shudder at the thought.
I think I know what you're gonna ask.
I sigh. I'm not gonna force you to answer, but I do think it's important we gather all our intel. So how did you get hanged? Did the game script just snap you into the hanging position? Or did you still do it yourself? Also, it hurts that we can see the mark on her neck. Oh, the fact that they have the mark on her neck included. Oh, that's pain. Ah, that is... Why? So, what exactly happened? I thought we had made it impossible for the script to control you. Sayori goes silent.
It's...
She takes a deep breath and tries to calm herself.
Sayori, do you want to sit down?
She nods and we all go over to the couch. Meiji sits on her right, Monica on her left, and me next to Monica. Deep breath, Sayo. Also, to catch you up, Meiji and I have basically the same voice because Meiji is the main character and I am the main character of my story. So we're basically the same person. Plus, when I'm in his body, I share the same vocal cords as him anyway, so it makes sense. Sayori takes a few deep breaths before facing us again.
It's hard to describe.
Maybe tell us what happened after you left last night. I frown. Only if you want to, of course.
No, I'll tell you.
She clears her throat and coughs a bit. Monica rushes over to the other side of the room, grabbing a pitcher and some glasses, then pours a glass of water. By the way, in case you're not recognizing it, this is in fact the space classroom. Monica decorated it a little bit. Which is very good, considering Sayori might have to stay here for the foreseeable future. So, you know. I'll tell you, Meiji passed out after a minute. Honestly, I'm still impressed with Meiji. For the simple reason that, my god, this dude can fall asleep like that. Like he says, oh, by the way, I'm gonna go to sleep. And boom, he's out like a light. How does he do it? How does he do it? Returning quickly, she hands the glass to Sayori, who takes a sip. Sayori thanks Monica, then clears her throat and begins again. Emma just sleeps. Yup.
So when I left last night, I was feeling a bit down, but it wasn't anything new. Just your average daily rain cloud. I went home and did what I normally do on a school night. Mom made dinner and asked about my day, so that helped a little. Then I took a bath and went to bed.
She takes another sip of water.
When I woke up this morning, I felt alright at first, so I started getting dressed. But just before I left my room,
Her expression falters. She doesn't look too excited to recount what she experienced. Meiji rubs her back comfortingly.
I turned to my bed and saw something sticking out from underneath it. I found the spare coil of rope I had hidden underneath it.
Damn, I must have missed something. Shit, and we went through all the trouble of burning the noose. We went into her room, found the noose, burned it, and she still had a spare she could use. I frown, angry at myself for not being more thorough.
It was like I was in a trance or something. I made another...
She stops, unable to continue as she breaks down and buries her face in Meiji's chest. Meiji, Monica, and I exchange looks.
That's...
Fuck. That's fuck indeed. For a while, all that we hear are Sayori's sobs. I lower my voice, whispering to Monica. Monica, when did you notice the glitches starting?
about maybe 7:30 or so?
Damn. I try to think back to see if I set an alarm Sunday evening or not, but I can't remember doing so. So glad you were awake for that.
Me too.
Sayori clears her throat and wipes her eyes with her sleeve. I should probably turn the audio down a little bit. It's pretty loud, I think. I think that's probably better. What happened? I want to spoil a good memory only when it comes to the DLC. Yeah, never spoil anything, please. Again, I'm curious, because in Act 2, characters change. Specifically, Yuri acts a lot more possessive. The question is, do character changes for Act 2 only affect the main DDLC girls? Because I shudder to think what some of the other characters we've met would be like if they got worse. Specifically, Yae. Yae is gonna be a motherfucking problem. Everything was going so well, she was gonna get expelled in the previous act. And now we're back to square one. She's gonna fuck us up. Thankfully, she won't remember what we did to her. Still. Meiji hands her a handkerchief and she blows her nose before looking at us.
Next thing I know, I was hanging. I saw you and Monica run in, but that was it before...
Before here? You know you quote me like that, but she actually would. Spinne, she would. She would do that literally. She is that kind of girl. What do you think makes her such a manipulative bitch with such a big following that does her bidding? She has money, and she has assets. And she uses those assets. That's what makes her a problem. She nods solemnly. I turn around and look out of the window again. The scene is pretty much the same. I just want to take that screen and tear it apart. Looking down, I realize my fists are clenched around the couch cushion. I try to breathe deep and slow in order to relax. But it isn't coming naturally. Can't seem to relax as easily as before. I like how you can hear the menu music quietly in the background. Breathe in, breathe out, slowly. It seems to be working now. Now I feel a little better. I look back to the trio. Monica, you told me once that you can't see the script proper, only the script that's already happened, right?
Yes, that's right.
Let's go and check to see what happened. You two, go ahead. I'm not sure Sayori's ready yet. With Sayori in Meiji's good hands, Monika and I stand and walk over to the other side of the room, turning on the PC. After it boots up, she opens the game files and finds the script, opening it. We scroll down until we reach the end, where a purple return is written. Unfortunately, what we see above it leaves more questions than answers. There's a line that reads, Sayori turns to her bed, but after that there's a large chunk of completely glitched out text. The next line after that reads, our hero rushes in, seeing Sayori hanging, and then the text goes back to pure glitches. I frown and lean in closer, trying to read through all the glitched text. Is there some kind of pattern there I'm not seeing? I lean back, tilt my head, and close one eye. Still nothing.
Code? What are you doing?
Just wondering if there's a pattern here anywhere or not. Something I'm not seeing. Sayori falls asleep. Sayori misses school. Sayori depression plus 10. Too much. Too much depression already.
Oh.
I try a few other tricks, but in all honesty, I'm just trying to distract myself from the horrible reality outside. After exhausting everything I can think of, I sit back down and sigh. No good. I can't see any discernible patterns.
Same.
Monika rubs the bridge of her nose.
There's something we can try, though.
Monika hesitantly points to the nearest classroom door.
I know you don't like it, but we might not have a choice here.
You mean actually hit new game and start over again? What else are we supposed to do? The world is broken! And at least Sayori should be safe in here. Because Act 2 doesn't feature Sayori, so there won't be any problems. Because the game can't do anything to Sayori if she's not supposed to exist anyway. So as long as she stays in here, she should be safe if we hit new game. And that way we can restore the rest of the world without a problem. Again, the only problem is what would happen to Meiji's memory. The only real problem. I don't want to explain everything to that dude all over again. She nods slowly. Truth be told, I've already thought of this as an option, but dismissed it, because I really don't want to have to go through Act 2. Too bad, we are playing World of Dreams Act 2 right now. You can't stop it. You can't stop it, Code. It's gonna happen. And what happens to us all when I hit the button? Do you think our memories will reset? I'm sure you're safe from that, but if Meiji's or mine are reset, I'll still be in that same mental state I was when I got here. You know, not trusting you. Even more so if you tell me we're in Act 2. I instantly regret saying that, as it sounded a bit harsh. Sorry, Monika, but trusting you is gonna be tough like that. I'm not saying that trust won't be able to be regained, but it'll be harder.
I know. And I would do my very best to regain that trust.
Let's just hope my status as a player protects me and Meiji. Or at the very least me, I'm not sure about Meiji. One of normal builds? Well, look at you go then, Rob.
What about Sayori?
We both turn, seeing Meiji and Sayori speaking softly to each other. Again, as long as she stays in here, I feel like she might be fine. Don't let her out of the space classroom for now. I know it's gonna suck being stuck in here for like a full week. But we don't really have any other options here, do we? You saw what happened in the base game, right? If she were to leave, it's possible she'd be instantly deleted. If only you remember this, you'd have to get her food or some bedding. Not sure if that couch would be the best idea.
Yeah.
That reminds me.
Yes?
Do you have any ideas as to when or where the game would start if I do hit a new game? Would it start straight at the I see an annoying girl running towards me, or would it start where World of Dreams started, which was like a day or two before that. Curious. Curious.
No, I don't.
I haven't thought about it, but it's strange that I arrived here on Sunday instead of a Tuesday. Where were you on Sunday?
I was at home in bed. I was kicked out Sunday evening, remember?
Right. What exactly did you do after that? You never really told me. Sorry, that was a reckless and stupid question.
No, you should probably know. I was a bit lucky though. I was able to grab my purse before I was kicked out, but I wasn't thinking clearly enough to get a hotel room, so I did what any sane person would do. Broke into school and slept in the club room like a dumbass for 3 full nights.
Monica, let's go! Living it up in the club room. I mean, you have the space classroom too, you know. Jesus.
I know, I guess some of my parents' stupid pride rubbed off on me. I got the epiphany on Tuesday morning.
That must have been terrible.
You know, if you hadn't shown up, I probably would have ended it all.
I vaguely remember the game version of Monica saying that when I was in Act 3. Alright, you're just going on about Deep Woken there, I see. A game that I, by the way, still know basically nothing about.
But...
Monica. I clear my throat, I'm not in the right state of mind to comfort anyone, but this should be addressed. I need her help after all. I hope you realize that you don't need to use me as an excuse for living. You are an amazing woman, capable, strong, incredibly resilient, and talented to boot. Monica feels the full force of my blunt words, which I could have probably phrased better, but she immediately takes them to heart. After a while, an embarrassed smile creeps onto her lips, and a very timid chuckle comes out.
Thank you. I'm starting to realize that. Thank you, that means a lot to me.
Just that smile of hers alone is enough to help lift my own spirits a bit. I'm glad that you are, but let's get back on topic.
Right.
Should we really restart the game? I feel like we should include Meiji and Sayori in this discussion. This will affect them just as much as us, if not more so. We should not be discussing this just between the two of us. In this classroom in the sky. This is heaven, of course it is. Oh, there she is.
Yes!
Sayori and Meiji join us again. The former looks a little better.
We should really try and save the others.
I feel guilty now. I didn't do enough to make sure that they were saved. I mean, they weren't really in danger during Act 1. Except for the whole, you know, world falling apart thing. I really should have told them, or at least showed them. Especially when Yuri asked. Why didn't I just tell the truth? Oh, so right, Yuri also realized that there was something up with us. Basically, another thing that I should probably mention from Act 1, for anyone who's unaware. Eventually, we told the club that, like, okay, you know what? I am Code, I am not Meiji, this is a split personality thing. I am an alternate personality that emerged in Meiji's body and I'm in control now, just talking to Meiji in my mind. And they did start to believe us eventually, but then Yuri caught on that, hang on a second, something's not right. You have too much intricate knowledge of lifestyle of the life outside of Japan to just be a random alternate personality that emerged. If you're just an alternate personality born from Meiji's mind, you shouldn't have this kind of intricate knowledge. And we were like, okay, you got me, there's more to it, but I can't tell you yet, I'm sorry. And then the reset. Why didn't I just tell the truth?
Code!
Sorry, just thinking.
What about?
I probably should have told the others.
Code, what's done is done. We can't change that. But we should come up with a plan. I'm sure no one here wants to listen to that music forever.
Sayori gestures to the window. I silently agree with her. It's actually starting to creep me out. Listening to it inside the game instead of on a computer is just unnerving. But that's kanji and not katakana or hiragana. And those, I'm pretty sure, those are kanji I don't recognize. I'm sorry, I wish I could translate it for you, but I don't recognize those kanji. I recognize parts of the kanji, but I don't know what the entire kanji is. Like, I know in the very top, like in the right kanji, the top right section, I know that that is the symbol for a month or the moon. And that's about it as far as this complex thingamajig goes. And that is just part of one kanji. That is just a part of of 3 parts of a single kanji. Alright, anyway.
So, what should we do after we hit the new game button?
Right as I'm about to answer, something in the corner of the room catches my eye. I see a familiar black backpack propped against the wall. I stand and head over to it, bring it back to the group. Right, another thing that's happened is when we got isekai'd into this world, we actually kept our backpack from the real world, which included, what was it, headphones, a Bluetooth speaker, our phone, and our laptop. A laptop which has DDLC installed on it. Alright, I stand, head over, bring it back to the group. Opening it, I see that all my belongings are inside, including the 2 packs of pens. Oh, so all of our belongings reset as well. How did... What the hell? How did these pens get back in here? I gifted those to Monica. Monica, I gifted these to you. Why do I have them back? Oh boy, my belongings are all back. Is that important right now? I don't know. It might be. I didn't have time to grab these, so how they're here could be important later. I set the bag next to the computer desk, intent on keeping it all inside the space classroom. Anyway, I take it we're all in agreement on trying to hit the new game button. Everyone nods. Alright, question is, how we're going to do that? Is there an option on this PC to hit it? When I get on the computer but finds no DDLC icon to click. Maybe your laptop? Right, of course! I pull the laptop out and turn it on. Logging in, I find the DDLC 1.1.1-PC folder on my desktop that I just so happened to install today. Because yes, World of Dreams Act 2 cannot be run through the mod manager. Act 1 can be run through mod manager, but not Act 2. Act 2 needs a proper installation of DDLC to work, separate from the mod manager. My music sheet empty because Monica couldn't afford music sheet, so she just put blank paper there just so there's something in place. On a whim, I delete the first run file. This time I receive an error that forbids me from deleting it. Okay, so we can't just go back to Act 1. Can't delete first run, we're stuck in Act 2. This action can't be completed because the file is open in system. System? What the fuck does that mean? Whatever. Ignoring that error, I try to start up the game once more. Just as it had before, the game boots up like normal, and I see the glitched out new game text on the main menu screen. This domain no longer exists, so I can't check. Tragic. Now here's the question. As far as we know, okay, Monica, we know that the space classroom is outside of the game's jurisdiction. Which is why the game can't delete Sayori since she's in the space classroom. So what happens if we restart the game while we're inside the space classroom? The game has no jurisdiction over us, so how would it send us back to our start points while we're in here? Or would it do that the second we step out after restarting? Or does a restart just override the game's ability? Like, does the Space Classroom's ability to hide us? Or is it like, damn, I can't access these characters, guess I'll create duplicates of them? Wouldn't that be even more fun? Although I am 99% sure that won't happen. I bring the mouse over it and... Whoa. That's loud. We all jump at the sudden noise.
What the fuck was that?
I hovered over the button. It does that sound when you hover over the menu buttons. Let's do the troll thing where I hover my mouse repeatedly over the buttons to just spam that noise over and over again. Wouldn't that be fun for everyone? Ding 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 ding. Also, hi Kirill, how's it going? Yes! Do it! We all look outside at the window. There's nothing there. Curious, I move the mouse on my laptop, hovering it over one of the options. We all jump as the sound echoes again. And again. And again, and again, and again, and again, and again. We all exchange looks of shock and worry. Putting down my laptop, I take a deep breath and frown. That's been how long I've been doing that. I shall not. So, what now? Now we definitely know that my copy of DDLC is linked to the DDLC we're currently in. The DDLC I'm playing on my laptop is the same DDLC that we're currently living in. Which is weird as hell. So can we play DDLC from our laptop, or would that just teleport us to the position we're supposed to be in? Probably would send us to the... I don't think we could properly play the game from there. But definitely access the menus, I guess. We teleport bread. I have done nothing but teleport bread for 3 days. So what now? Monica begins saying something but stops.
Push the button code.
Pull the lever. Wrong lever.
You don't want to spend eternity in here, do you?
We all look at each other. I'm a bit surprised that it's Sayori who's taking the initiative. Well, she's the vice president of the literature club, and one could say that when it comes to pushing the button, she commands it. Sayori looks at Monica. We do have the same brain cell.
You don't want to stay here. You don't want to stay here. Meiji doesn't. I definitely don't, and Code doesn't either.
I know how easily it can be taken away from me, and a power outage happened again. Ooh, I hope that doesn't happen again. Power outages suck. They do. I know that. We still need to plan. Before we do anything, we need to make sure we go into Act 2 as well prepared as we can. Because right now, time isn't passing. So we have all the time to do whatever we can right now. Once Act 2 begins, we're back to a 1-week time limit to figure everything out. As long as we're here, that 1-week time limit doesn't start. Monica, this is the moment to do a bunch of Python tutorials again. And RenPy. We have to do so many RenPy tutorials. Until we are masters at programming, and then we start Act 2. Fully prepared.
Okay, what do we need to plan for?
Well, for one, memory loss, specifically Meiji's. Huh? Why mine? Because the main character's memory does reset for Act 2 in the base game. Let's say that if we hit the new game icon and everything resets, it's possible that your memories will too. And let's not forget that if the game resets to Act 2, you and Natsuki are gonna be different. Yeah. So what do we do? Show them the classroom? I like how Meiji's more worried about those two than himself. Meiji, you know that if your memory resets, the you that currently exists will be gone. And he's not even concerned about that at all. Honestly, respect to my man. Mind Slime! Thank you so much for the raid. Warning, fair warning, spoilers for DDLC here. This is a mod for DDLC. You know what, let me hide that real quick as I welcome everyone so nobody sees the spoilers who doesn't want to see the spoilers. So, hello everyone. Hi, hello, how's everyone doing? I was in your stream earlier. I hope the stream was fun. Breckles, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. How far did you get? Did you make it to Act 2? I assume you made it to Act 2, maybe? Or did you just make it to the weekend? I don't know. But welcome everyone. I'm Code. I'm currently playing a DDLC mod. This is Doki World of Dreams. And this is essentially a story of... I'm currently at the start of Act 2. Not at Act 2, but I think I'm there soon. Alright. I'm basically at the very start of Act 2. I just started 40 minutes ago. And yeah, Fatstones, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. And Backsniff, hi. Quickly, let me get through the recap. So, World of Dreams is essentially what happens... I'm at the weekend. Nice. So World of Dreams is essentially a story of what would happen if the player, a player who has played DDLC before and completed the game, was suddenly sucked into the game from the very, at the beginning of Act 1. And is sharing the same body as the main character of DDLC. That is the story of World of Dreams. And basically, we're trying to prevent stuff from happening. That is as far as I can go in the explanation without it having DDLC spoilers, I think. It's basically an isekai. Act 1, I played Act 1 of this 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And Act 2 came out recently. And I'm now finally playing it. I have been waiting for this. I replayed Act 1 leading up to the stream because I was... very in very desperate need of recapping everything that happened. Because there's new characters as well. I'm not gonna remember these characters that I saw 3 years ago that aren't even part of the literature club. Nuh-uh. So yeah, that is basically the rundown of World of Dreams. Also, Left Gucci Shoe, hi, welcome. Welcome again to all the raiders. Really do appreciate the raid. I totally understand if you gotta head out immediately, after all, wouldn't want to spoil anything for you. That would suck. It would really suck to spoil the fun. Because things are about to get real for you pretty soon, I think. So, yes. Looking forward, and you better look forward to that. As for everyone else, if you are fine with experiencing some spoilers for DDLC, then feel free to stick around. There's gonna be a lot of stuff happening. We are about to officially begin Act 2 of DDLC in World of Dreams. Having the stream today, so I want to show a little love. Really do appreciate it. Seriously. And again, I'm looking forward, because I can see you having fun with DDLC, and you're very on edge the entire time, which I understand. Can't wait for you to actually get to the funny plot twists and everything. When things get serious. Looking forward to seeing how that will play out for you. And Lady the Row, welcome. Thank you for the follow as well. Alright. Now then, fellow DDLC fans that I hope that you are, shall I show the game again? So, final warning for those who don't want to see spoilers. I will get back into the game. And I do appreciate the lurk. Thank you. And I will try to have an awesome stream. This is gonna be fun. Although I'm very terrified of seeing some of those characters again. There's a certain bully that I'm scared of called Yae. And Yae is gonna be a pain in the ass. Oh well. Anyway, so final spoiler warning. I'm opening the game again in 3, 2, 1. We're back. Alright. So, you might notice Sayori's hair color is different. To quickly explain that, World of Dreams is basically like, what if, since we're isekai'd into the world of DDLC, it's no longer just a flat dating sim, which means the world is more grounded in realism, which is why there's more characters that we meet, and why the hair colors of some characters change to be a bit more realistic. Also, for those of you who know DDLC, you might notice something about Sayori right now. Specifically her neck. Don't worry, she's alive. Thankfully. Was a close call. But the entire world is basically glitched to hell and back, so we have no choice but to reset the game and start Act 2. We're hoping that Sayori is gonna be safe as long as she stays in the space classroom. But we can't guarantee that, but we're hoping. We're hoping she's safe as long as she stays in here. And her file won't be deleted. Imagine an integer overflow while in the game. Imagine that. Alright. So Meiji, on the left, is the main character of DDLC. And I don't need to reintroduce you to Sayori and Monika, I think. Yeah, so what do we do? Show them the classroom? Oh god, no. Not if we can help it, especially not Yuri. Act 2 Yuri is gonna be interesting. Remember the game? She goes full-blown psycho at the end of Act 2. In fact, I'm not even sure if I should even join the club this time around. My joining could be the catalyst for Yuri's obsessive tendencies.
So we just leave them alone?
I'm not saying we abandon them. Then what? We're not just gonna leave them, you know? Of course not. I say we just keep an eye on her and Natsuki. I'm hoping that not joining the club will actually be beneficial to them. I mean, at least until the festival is over.
If we make it that far.
Monika doesn't look too confident anymore. I'm sure a lot of what's happened to her recently has been extremely taxing on her. You're worried about the others, aren't you?
Yes, I can't help but worry. They're my friends. So, anything else?
Opening up a text document, I begin typing out all the ideas we have so far. Anything that's said by me or the others, I put in there no matter how ridiculous. Time passes, not sure how much time, but it does. Soon we have a stockpile of ideas and potential scenarios to watch out for. I'm sure we haven't accounted for everything, but I sure hope what we have is enough. Yeah, nearly 1 hour passed and we still haven't officially hit the new game button. That's gonna take a while, isn't it, huh? We've agreed that we should hit the new game button at least. We aren't sure what will happen or if the game will even start, but it's the only option available to us. Following that, if we do manage to reset the game, we make 2 plans. Depending on when the game restarts, we will, regardless, keep a close eye on Natsuki and Yuri's character files, as we should. More specifically, Sayori, since we're all in agreement that she can't leave. I knew that was coming and I fully agree with it, but my god, she's really gonna be stuck in a classroom for a full week. Someone's gonna have to bring her food and everything. Also, how's she gonna... I mean, this is gonna be a logistical question and it's gonna maybe be a little bit intrusive, but how will she go to the bathroom? We only have the classroom. What, does... Monika, can you install a toilet in here and maybe a wall around that toilet? Like, make like a little sub-room in the classroom? Because I feel like this would be a logistical issue that would come up at some point over the course of an entire week. Same with showering. Just summon the almighty bucket. Oh no. Just dump it out the window. Easy. At one point, a thought strikes me. I reach into my pocket and grab the green pen that Monica gave me earlier. I don't think there's any other way of communicating between us and Sayori when we're at school. So we should use these as often as possible. At lunchtime, maybe during the study hall, or anytime we have some free time, really. Oh yeah, about the pen, basically. We can open a door to the space classroom at any other door. Basically, we just have to find a door, unscrew the back end of the pen, which has a key in it, and then we take that key, and if we stick it into the keyhole of the door, it will turn into a door to the space classroom. That's our ticket in and out of here. So yeah, we can get here basically from any place that has a door. It still hurts seeing that mark on Sayori's neck, by the way. It's fine, we can get over this. Shouldn't we just skip school altogether? Would your parents be fine with that, Meiji? I don't know. I don't think that's a good idea. Remember what just happened to Sayori? We have no idea if anything... We have no idea if anything gonna happen differently than it does in the game. Hell, things probably will be different somehow, so we need to keep an eye on the other two members and keep an eye out on everyone else at school. Exactly, we don't know if they also change for Act 2. Well, this comment, good comment.
So, why not join the club?
She has a point. Plus, if we don't, the game will force us to. The game will absolutely force us to join the club. Remember Act 1. We were sick on the day we were supposed to be joining the club. So instead of not joining the club because we were sick, Sayori invited the entire club to come to our house. And then we decided there that we would join. Even if we don't go to the club to join, the game is gonna find some way of getting us to do that. I don't think it's avoidable. She has a point. Why don't I want to join the club? Is there a logical reason why I shouldn't? Or is it because I'm scared? Shit, I said that out loud. The three all look at me concerned. I'm terrified. We barely saved Sayori, so how can I possibly hope to save the other two? I look down at the floor, cursing myself for thinking this was ever even remotely under my control. Yeah, some hero I am, right? Damn it. I do my best to bury my fear and bring back what remaining composure I have left. Anyways, yes, we should keep an eye on the members, but it doesn't mean I have to join. Meiji na game, yeah.
Then what do we do, or how?
I turn and stare out the window again, this time in deep thought and going over my options. Joining the club might not be the best idea, but it's the most logical. On the other hand, though, that could be what the script uses to advance the story. And there's no way I'm allowing that to happen. Wait. I have something of an idea. Now, bear with me here. In essence, my plan is dependent on what pressing new game will do. If the game resets to Sunday, that's all the better. This means I can be introduced by Monica to the remaining literature club the following Monday. My excuse? Monica and I will have met earlier that day and discussed clubs, and I express an interest in joining. I then say that I wouldn't mind watching the club on a trial basis, since I'm not used to them. This way I can keep an eye on the other girls alongside Monica, Meiji, and Sayori. But if the game resets to Tuesday, then the plan needs to be adjusted. If Act 2 goes the way it did in the base game, we're gonna need eyes on their files regardless. I also explained that we shouldn't use poem sharing this time around, but we should instead use the majority of the time getting close to the girls. So no poems at all, huh? That's gonna be a big twist. But are we sure the game isn't just gonna force the poems to be a thing? Again, the script has a way of getting what it wants, some way or another. Even if we don't bring up the idea of poem sharing. It still could happen thanks to the other 2 members. Especially since Yuri's vice president now. Not just me, but Monica as well.
Wait, get close how?
Try and become friendlier with them, and hope that they start opening up. I mean, I will consider joining your club after all. Isn't it a good idea to be on good terms with everybody?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Should we take turns focusing on them, or do you want me to focus on one of the 2?
Well, I'm worried about both of them, obviously, but it's Yuri who we should keep a closer eye on. Yeah, definitely. Yuri's the bigger problem in Act 2. Natsuki is she kind of has her stuff together, even throughout most of Act 2. In fact, she only disappears because she gets deleted in the end, straight up. Alright. I say we spend half the time with each. Maybe. Hopefully they'll both start trusting us and open up a bit. I can probably help more with Natsuki than Yuri. I know more about manga and anime, at least. I chuckle a little. Good. I'll be counting on you.
And me, what should I do?
Well, I'll stop by the classroom as much as I can, and you can let me know if anything happened while I was gone.
I didn't know. I'm not very good with computers.
Well, you have time to learn.
Am I, you know as much as I do at this point. I guess.
Just keep the profiles open and focus on specific character traits.
Which ones?
I turn to the computer and try to open Yuri's character file, but it won't open. Curiously, I try opening Monica's and hers opens right away. The 3 lean in as I scroll down to where the line of text reads Define Self-Control 4.2. Keep an eye on Yuri's version of this. Was Our Castle Walls good? It was interesting. I wouldn't support the mod developer though. Definitely don't support the developer of Our Castle Walls. Horrible stuff that came out about that person. As for the mod itself, it was pretty well made, I have to admit that. There was one character in it that I absolutely hated, but that character was designed to be hated, so that's fair. It might be pretty low. Also, perhaps keep an eye on this stat as well. I scroll up and find the one I'm looking for. Define... Oh boy. Oh, we're getting horny in here. Monica, your libido is at 8.6 right now? What's the maximum? If the maximum is 10, then, Monica, do you, you need some help with that? I volunteer as tribute. Was Monica's libido this high during Act 2? If so, then Yuri's must be on really dangerous levels. Look at them all blushing like crazy. We basically just told everyone how horny Monica is at this very moment. Despite the current situation, Monica's face goes red. Then suddenly her face grows concerned.
Wait, it wasn't as high when I last checked.
This could change things.
Code?
I quickly closed the file. Could it be possible?
Code?
Monica? What was that stat earlier?
Around 6, why?
You aren't gonna like my theory. I explained that it's possible that in Act 2, negative character traits for everyone in the game, not just the 2 from the main game, are being tampered with.
So, why would it change my libido? My libido?
That is an interesting question. Gabe! Wait, there it is. Thank you for the raid! Give the shout out, guys. How was Danganronpa V3? Did you get up to the trial? I assume you got up to the trial, right? Hope the investigation went smoothly since I clocked out. Even though everything was going to shit. But how are you doing? Welcome to World of Dreams Act 2. Hope you're well, hope you're well. Stop before the trial, alright. Hope you're looking forward to that craziness and insanity. I almost answer when I stop. Reopening Monica's file, I scroll up a bit. Fortunately, all character stacks seem to be in alphabetical order. When I find what I'm looking for, I freeze. The others gather around. Define empathy. 3.6. Monica's face goes white as a sheet when she sees it. That ain't good, Monica. So, libido up, empathy down. That's what's happening, huh? Oh boy. Trying to disassemble my own volition. Alright, I see that, I see that. Well, good luck with the trial when the time comes. I hope to be there. Rob, really? You're just trying to get in on the raid parties here.
No, it wasn't that low. It wasn't that low.
That's a new sprite if I've ever seen one. Monica holds her head in horror as I quickly close her file again and rush to her. I grab Monica by her shoulders. You aren't that person. Monica looks up at me and I realize that it looks like I'm scolding her more than comforting her. I drop my hands and wrap her in a tight hug instead. What is define empathy? Well, it's basically how much empathy Monica has, and that is a pretty low score on the empathy scale. She's gonna start deleting bitches soon if that goes any lower. I lower my voice and speak to her softly. You aren't that Monica. I hold her tightly and rub her back as she calms down.
I'm sorry.
I smile as reassuringly as I can. Everything that is happening is not your fault. You know that. Horny up but empathy down. Yes, that is what's going on with Monica right now. And that makes perfect sense. When sex... I mean, she has been hardcore flirting for Act 1. And considering the libido went even higher in Act 2, considering how much she was flirting when her libido wasn't that high, I'm scared to think what will happen now. Okay, there's no censor nudity. Good to know. So that probably means there is no nudity. I just have to be extra careful because Blue Skies, Doki Doki Blue Skies did have nudity. Acting Monica with Yuri would be no, there would nothing epic about that. All right, I had Yuri and Blotnatsky too. Yes. Everything that is happening is not your fault. You know that.
That's not all I mean.
Huh?
I'm also sorry for breaking down so easily.
Let's talk about that later. But it is something we need to talk about, or we will talk about. I know you want to get better.
I do. I want to walk beside you, supporting you.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure I'll need you to.
Let's go back to what we were talking about.
I release her from my embrace, and we look back at the others.
So, what else should we plan for?
The four of us sit down and open up a file on both the laptop and the PC. We come up with several possible scenarios. We incorporate the plans for if the game starts on Sunday or Tuesday. We also make a large note to keep an eye on others we've encountered, since we're not sure if Act 2 will affect just Literature Club members or not. Again, Yae is definitely the character we should be most cautious of outside of the Literature Club. She can be a threat. A massive one. I mean, yeah, pink-haired is better. I agree. When we're finished, we save both documents. Okay. Are you all ready? Everyone slowly nods. I move the mouse over towards the glitched icon. Here goes nothing. I hit select. Nothing. Wasn't something supposed to happen? I try again, frowning more in frustration than in fear. Oh God, are we really stuck here? I think we might have to step outside. I think the game is waiting for our character files to exist again. I think it's waiting for Monica, Meiji, and me to actually be available so it can properly restart. So either it will restart the second we step outside, or after we step outside, someone has to hit restart after we step outside. In which case, the only one who can hit new game would be Sayori. It would all depend on Sayori to reset everyone. Let's hope she can do that for us. If it doesn't restart the second we walk out. Game is waiting outside with a bat. Yup, probably.
Wait.
Monica quickly rushes over to the desktop and looks at the character files.
Monica? This classroom.
Right! How could I forget? Could someone fill me and Sayori in? We're still in the classroom, so we're outside of the script's control, I think. Since we're still here, but the rest of the world isn't, I don't think I can interact with the game when we're not connected.
So what do we do?
I stand and grab my laptop, heading to one of the doors. I try pulling it open, but the door doesn't move. Oh. Well, that's a problem. I start panicking, but take a few deep breaths. In and out. In and out. I need to calm down. Come on. After calming down a little bit, I run to the other door with the same result. Turning, I make my way to the window. Probably because the door in the game world doesn't exist anymore. The doors don't connect to another door anymore. The other side is gone. To my great relief, it opens. It's time to jump out the window. Well, that's gonna be a fun journey. Hang on. I run back to my backpack and pull out a smaller pen and a little bit of string that was tucked away somewhere. I walk over to the window again and tie the pen to the string, then toss it out the window. Instead of falling, it just floats away because we're in space. But somehow, not entirely in space because it isn't like all the oxygen is rushing out of the classroom. Pulling it back in again, I turn to the others. Meiji, I'm gonna try something. Be ready in case we merge again.
Wait, Code, give me a minute.
She rushes to a large metal locker near the back door and rummages through it. Coming back, I see she has a coil of sturdy rope. Why do you have rope in here? And that Sayori expression is definitely not comforting. Please look the other way, Sayori. You don't need to see any more rope anymore, please. Sayori looks at the rope with a mixture of fear and doubt. For Sayori.
I found this in here earlier.
Sayori relaxes slightly, but what a rope was doing here in the first place is concerning. Don't we love fictional chapters appear to us specifically? Yeah, we do love fictional characters appearing to us specifically. Why not? Alright, tie that rope around Meiji. The three of us tie a secure knot around Meiji's chest and test it out to make sure it's secure. When we're sure it's secure, I move my hand across the window's threshold. Nothing. No merging, no glitches, no pain. Meiji walks over and puts his hand through the window as well, with the same result. I look at the rope again. Monica, how long is that rope? Think I can reach the new game button if I float over there? Well, that's an interesting space journey. She lifts it up and looks at it.
Maybe a few meters, why?
I turn and look back at the menu. I have an idea. A few minutes later, the rope that was once around Meiji is now around me. Monica, Sayori, and Meiji are all holding onto the ends with and midsection of the rope tightly. Monica is the anchor since she's the strongest out of the three. Before I leave though, I give Meiji my green key pen, just in case we merge again and I don't have access to it. Okay, we all ready? As ready as I'll ever be.
Yes! Just waiting on you.
I take a few deep breaths to steady my racing heartbeat. I face the window. I feel a cold sweat coming on, but do my best to force it down. My feet feel like they're made of lead. Am I really about to do this? Am I really going to jump into the strange, endless void? Yes. Superman style. Go for it, dude. Do a flip. Yes. Yes, I am. From behind me, a hand touches my back. We stand there for a few seconds. Then I nod. Thanks. More determined now, I face the wall and steel myself. Kicking off fast before my fears can catch up, I force my legs to run towards the window. As I reach the threshold, I take a deep breath and hold it as I leap through the open window towards the floating menu screen. Just like the pen from earlier, I don't stop moving, but float towards the menu's icons. Well, this is a sight to behold, isn't it? We are going to hit that new game button whether you like it or not. Time seems to slow. As I approach the glitched out text, I feel that my earlier aim was a little high. However, I feel a tug on the rope and my body begins moving slightly down. I slowly give a thumbs up to everyone behind me. I keep approaching. Almost there. Just a bit further and... I think it worked. Monday. Interesting, so we don't start on Sunday or Tuesday, right in the middle instead. Huh. Easy to edit a green streak on the... on your sprites? I mean, I guess. But I am not Meiji. I am not the character we see, you know that. Okay. Now let's see. Who remembers what? We're back in the game. Try to sit up, but my body feels sluggish for some reason. Takes a few tries, but I slowly sit up. I hold my head as a sudden nausea spell hits me. Take a few deep breaths and the nausea subsides. What happened? I look down and find that I'm now back in Meiji's body. Meiji, do you remember? I don't think he will remember. I don't think he will. Wasn't it snowing just now? So why am I hearing rain? God, are we... I grab Meiji's phone looking at the date. I drop the phone. No, not this again. Anything but this. Tears stream down my face. Are we really going to do this again? Are we really meant to continue the game like this? Damn it. I don't know if I can handle this. Someone. Anyone. Tell me what to do here. Please. What happened? Wait, Code, are you okay? Meiji, oh my god, you remember. Meiji, my dude, my bro. You're there. I wipe my eyes with my sleeve. There's no need to worry, Meiji. I think so. What about you? Do you remember anything that happened? Well, let's see. Last thing I remember was you hit the button, then everything went black. Wait. You remember everything? Huh? About what happened the past week? Oh, I do. An immense sense of relief washes over me. Oh, that's good. One part of the plan we can scrap then. Wait, hang on. For some reason, an unusual question comes to mind. Meiji, what do you normally do for Christmas? Christmas? We stay home and open presents. You don't go out for fried chicken? Didn't I tell you that I hate that stuff? Right. Look a bit like WikiHow. Has a WikiHow article on what to do if you've been isekai'd into DDLC. He remembers. He does remember. That dream, it was so vivid. What the hell is going on? Are you sure you're okay? I take a deep breath. What dream? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Do you remember anything else after I hit the button? Any strange dreams or something like that? No, not that I can think of. Just black, then waking up just now. Any idea why my body feels so weak? Interesting. So the question about the snow and what we do for Christmas was all a dream that we had? Interesting. Were we dreaming about what Were we dreaming about what life would be like if we succeed and everyone lives happy and we celebrate Christmas together with Meiji's family and maybe the others? And that's why we were so upset when we woke up, because we realized, God damn it, the happy ending didn't happen. I actually have to do this right now. Maybe that's why we were so upset. No, not a clue. I stumble out of bed and turn on the light. Hey, what's the date today? Monday the 23rd. Last week. Really? That's weird. Yeah, it's not Sunday or Tuesday, right in the middle. Why is it raining? I don't know. I look around the room more carefully, trying to spot any differences. The room looks the same as it did before. What is today? Last week. Yes. With one exception. Look on the desk, I see a lack of a Sayori drawing, but that's not what worries me. I see an unopened water bottle and one of those orange medicine bottles. Picking it up, I read over the prescription. What the hell? Narcolepsy? That might explain the sluggishness I'm feeling right now. One pill to be taken 2 or 3 times a day, a half hour before meals. But I've never been diagnosed with anything. Maybe not originally, but this doesn't make any sense still. This is gonna be even more problematic then. If Meiji's life in Act 2 is supposed to be we were able to rely on Meiji for any questions we had about his life in Act 1. Because Act 1 Meiji was actually, still living his life until we showed up. Now not even Meiji himself will know what the meaning behind some of this stuff is. So both Meiji and me, we have to basically go by feeling on this stuff. Should we take it? I frown and look over the bottle more closely. I don't know. It's Pridolin, which sounds like Rattled from back home. I see a note next to the bottles. Hey, sweetie, Dad and I left a bit earlier than we planned. Please remember to take your meds. We'll see you next week. We love you, Mom. Alright, so the parents are out of the picture in this loop then. Okay. In Act 1, Meiji's parents were actually home. I guess they are gone now. Huh. Well, it seems like Minako is still the same as ever, loving and doting. What do you think this note means? I don't know. Maybe they're on a company business trip? Is that a normal thing for them? They go sometimes, but not as often as others in their company. Alright, but why are they gone this time? Is that important? I don't know, it could be. I bite my lip and frown. Currently, the only difference we've seen so far in this world is that Sayori isn't here, these pills showed up, and the rain on Monday. I don't know if I'm thinking too much into it, but any changes could be significant. We're simultaneously in familiar and unfamiliar waters. The four of us know how the story goes from here, but that just involved the remaining girls. What are you saying? There's an entire world out there that's just repeated the last week. What about them? Have they been affected? Another falling... He got another buff, imagine that. Imagine that. All the buffs for Meiji in falling asleep, huh? I mean, I guess. Sorry, it's hard enough to keep track of everything as it is. No, it's okay. Maybe I'm just being paranoid. You've got some good points, though. Maybe we should keep an eye on the rest of the school, at least. Especially Kawahashi. Yeah. I don't know what she's gonna do now. She's gonna be a bitch. And I knew that from the beginning, that she would be a problem. Sorry, I'm just feeling a bit tired. No, scratch that, I'm really tired. Maybe we should take these pills. How come? What if we don't take it and something happens later on? Like, we have a fit and fall down the stairs or something. Think about it for a bit. You've had this unusual knack for falling asleep instantly this past week. What if that's not just you having trained your body? What if you are just undiagnosed? I can't risk having you sleep in the middle of any important moment. This week we're about to experience, it's too delicate. I need as many eyes and ears as I can have, even if you're unable to move yours, around outside the space classroom. Besides, you're right, I do feel more tired than usual. Well, in that case, that's a good idea. Just please follow the directions. I grab the bottle and open it, then pop one pill in my mouth, washing it down with some water. Walking over to Meiji's bag, I slip the bottle and water and pills in a side pouch. The upstairs is silent. I freeze, not sure what to do. I hear a voice.
Code?
Fuck. Oh god. I rush downstairs. I hastily run down and open the door. And immediately get hit by Dev. How is it going? How's it going? How are you? Welcome to World of Dreams Act 2. The act that I've waited 3 years for. I hope you are well. Well, she just ran over. She legit just ran all the way over here in the rain, didn't she? Well, how kind of you to immediately come to my house. Please, come in right now, right this instant. This is the infamous Act 2, yes. The one I was waiting for. We just hit the glitched out new game button. Oh my god. Shit. Monica, what the hell happened to you?
It's worse, it's so much worse.
Is that a bruise on her wrist? Oh god, right, her parents. The parents that her parents kicked her out. And now they were a lot more forceful when kicking her out, it seems. No. Get inside. I almost grab her wrist, but I stop myself and move her in quickly. She's completely soaked. Now, is that the rain or is something... I'm sorry. Again, the fact that her libido keeps increasing is definitely something we should keep an eye on. I grab the bag she's dropped by her side and place it down inside, closing the door. Well, I lead her into the house. Here, let's get you to the bath. I'll try and find something for you to wear. All she does is nod slowly. Yeah, she was kicked out of her parents' place. She was kicked out in Act 1 on Sunday. In Act 1, she was kicked out on Sunday, because her parents found out she quit the debate club. And her parents are, like, the super strict students. Both of her parents were straight A students back when they attended school, and if she ever gets anything other than a perfect score, they get very, very upset at her. And again, not only that, but they kicked her out the second she quit the debate club as well. And I guess in Act 2, they do more than get upset and kick her out. Oh boy. Not good for her. All she does is nod slowly. I take her to the shower room and she heads into the inner bath. Meiji, do you know if your sister still has her old school uniform in her room? I think so. Probably in her closet. I rush up to Aiko's room and open her door, searching frantically. To my relief, I find the white dress shirt, cardigan, and blazer, but there isn't a skirt for her to wear. Not that she needs one, her skirt is only wet. I rush down and knock on the shower room door. Monica? I found a spare uniform for you. Monica? I can hear the water running, but that's it.
I don't want to go to school today.
Of course, I should have realized. Well, I'll grab some other clothes for you then.
Wait, don't leave me alone right now, please.
I stop just as I have my hand on the doorknob. What the hell could have happened? I don't know. I can muster a guess, obviously. Alright, I won't go anywhere. I sit down against the wall next to the closed bathroom door.
Thank you.
Of course. We just sit there in silence for a while, Monica's occasional sobs breaking through. After a while, I stand up, grab her clothes, and look through them. Her blazer is shot to hell, torn on both sleeves. The white-collared shirt is torn as well. Fortunately, it looks like her cardigan is untouched. Her skirt is relatively undamaged. After Monica finishes filling the bath, I start the washing machine and put any undamaged clothes in.
Code?
Still here.
Oh, thank you.
I return to where I was sitting. After sitting in silence for a while, I hear Monica take a deep breath.
I need to tell you.
It's okay. Take your time.
It's important, though.
I close my mouth and listen.
It was so much worse than before.
I hear Monica taking a deep, shaky breath before beginning.
After you jumped out the window and pressed new game, everything went dark. Then I woke up back in my house, resting in my bed. I looked at my phone and it said it was Monday, so I tried to prepare as fast as I could to meet you. But then my room's door was kicked open. It was my stepfather. He was fuming, all because I left the debate club. The venom in his anger was, he yelled at me for that, and I tried to justify my reasons. He didn't want to hear any of it. He grabbed me by the collar. I tried to break free, but my blazer on my wrist.
All I can hear is Monica's uncontrollable sobs.
I just wanted to leave that damn house, I swear. I just grabbed my school things and ran here as fast as I could. I almost fell on the street. My legs were shaking so hard. He even yelled that I'm not welcome back there.
To be fair, Monica, you wouldn't have wanted to go back there anyway. Even in Act 1, I understand that you would not want to go back there. Now, even more so. So not being welcome back there, screw them. It's not like you would have gone back there even if you were welcome. So come on. As she's telling me about the hell she just went through, all I can do is find myself seething in rage. How dare this man treat my Monica that way? Wait, my Monica? What the? Why did I think that? I take deep but quiet breaths to try and calm down. It's so infuriating. In and out. In and out. I'm so sorry.
It's not your fault. I'm away from them again, safe here.
Yeah. The two of us sit in silence for a little while. I think I'll stay home too. You shouldn't be alone today.
But no, we need to have someone at school today.
Honestly, this timeline can't be the one that continues. Act 1 can't be the ending timeline just because it's so much worse. As horrible as it sounds, we need to reset. We need to hit new game again. We need to make it to Act 4. If we can make it into Act 4 of the base game, that is probably the best way to get this to play out safely. Which means we aren't quite done yet. Also, for all we know, we could still be in Act 1.5. This could technically still be Act 1.5. Let's face it, it probably isn't.
What? No, we need to have someone at school today, and I won't be alone, so Yuri will be with me when I figure out how to open the space classroom doors again.
Go to school and leave you here? But, Monica!
Please, I don't want the others alone today either.
See a bitch spinne. I know she's right. Even if it is a Monday, I can't afford to just leave Natsuki and Yuri alone today. Still, I don't want to leave Monica alone either if she can't figure out a way to get back into the space classroom. Unless... Hoping that my plan worked, I fumble around in my pockets. To my great relief, I pull out the pen that Monica had given me recently. Monica, I have my pen key.
You do? Thank goodness I left mine in the space classroom before you pulled that stunt.
Yeah. Should I open the door now? While Monica ponders, I unscrew the cap and wait for her decision.
After I get out of the bath.
You know, that is very fair. Looking at Meiji's phone, I see that it's just past 6:30 in the morning. Of course.
Thank you.
I sit there in silence for a while. Monica's crying had stopped by now.
Code, can you tell me what happened to you?
Should we tell her about me? The narcolepsy? I think we should. I debate on whether to tell her about the dream I had too, but I decide against it. That's something I want to tell her alone. Actually, yes, something did happen. Or rather, we found something out. It's about Meiji's body.
Go on.
Shouldn't we also tell her that Meiji remembers? I feel like that's important information to give her at this point. Although she might be able to figure that out. Took some random meds I found, yes. Ends after the video. Yeah, I know 1.5. That's why I said we might still be in Act 1.5, because we haven't been there yet at the Sayoi glitching out part. Clearing my throat, I tell her what happened earlier. She doesn't utter a single word the entire time I'm explaining. She finally speaks up after I finish.
Narcolepsy? And you actually took those pills?
Yes?
Reckless.
I can't help it, I burst out laughing. Just hearing her saying that word again makes me feel relieved. She isn't completely broken. She has called us reckless in Act 1 thousands of times. She's used to calling us that by now. Also, she isn't completely broken. Another flashback to Act 1. That one moment where we're just like, I broke Monica. Not in a good way.
Code, this is serious.
I know, sorry. It's just nice hearing you say that.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
We sit in silence for a bit again, but the mood feels slightly lighter.
Code, it made you too, actually. Thanks for staying here with me. And that came out bad. That came out bad.
More silence falls, then I hear Monica climbing out of the bath.
Code Meiji, are you still there?
She sounds frightened. Yeah, we're still here.
Oh, okay. Can you bring me a spare change of clothes?
Sure, I'll be right back. I grab a spare set of clothes. Ironically, they're the same ones I first saw Monica wearing. Good way. No, yeah. I'm back, and I brought some clothes.
Thank you.
I'll be waiting outside. She probably would have liked to change in front of us, considering her current libido. I sit down on one of the couches and look out of the window. The current rain looks somewhat light, just a simple shower. Hello back, Monica. Yeah. I grab the remote, which is sitting nearby on the couch, and turn the TV on. When I find a local news channel, I watch and wait for a weather forecast. A couple of minutes pass, it comes on. Apparently, the entire week is going to be a rainy one like today, and it will only get worse. I turn off the TV and lean back, looking up at the ceiling. My body is tired, but my mind is racing. Could the weather change be significant? I mean, in original game's version of Act 2, there wasn't any significant change in the weather, so why now? My mind wanders, and I think about Sayori's absence and the presence of more rain clouds. We lost our bundle of sunshine, so the world is a rainy place. Rain clouds. Sayori. Shit, Sayori! I sit up and sharply grab the pen. What's going on? Sayori! Shit! I rush to the basement door and try using the key. To my relief, it opens. I quickly throw open the door. Sayori? I look inside, being careful not to cross the threshold. Imagine she just does a practical joke and just like, wah! Jump scare. To my relief, I see Sayori, still in her school uniform, lying down on the couch, fast asleep. She hasn't been reset, we can easily tell, because of her neck. Sayori, shit. Perfect. Alright, at least we know, you know, as horrible as it is to see that mark on her neck, it does have one good point to it. And that is that thanks to that mark, we know she hasn't been reset. And that is good. I exhale a breath I didn't know I was holding, taking a few deep breaths to calm myself down. Thank God she's still here. Just then, I hear the bathroom door open. Monica walks out.
Code, what are you doing?
Checking on Sayori.
Is she okay?
Just sleeping right now, it seems.
Oh, good. I'll go check on her.
And with that, Monica heads into the classroom. See Monica slowly walk over to Sayori and shake her awake. Sayori yawns softly, then sits up and stretches. When she sees Monica, she immediately jumps up and hugs her. Monica hugs back tightly. Whew, looks like she's okay. Yes, that's good. Sayori sees me standing in the threshold and smiles gratefully. She and Monica approach.
Code Meiji, are you two alright?
Considering the circumstances, I'd say we're doing alright.
Code?
Well, there is something that you need to hear. I take the time to tell her what we've experienced since I woke up. Sayori's worried look turns to horror when I mention the medication and narcolepsy.
And you just took the pills? What if it was a lie?
I freeze. I hadn't thought of that. Lie?
Yes, what if it was a trap by the script? I'm not so sure about that. What do you mean? Well, all through last week, Code would tell me that Meiji had instantly fallen asleep in his mind. Do you think it might be possible that in the old world... it might be possible that he does have it but was undiagnosed?
I see a few errors here. I feel like you did need to double up on it might be possible.
I don't know.
How do you remember him growing up? Like, when you were kids? I do remember you saying you played at the park and would go out a lot.
He seemed normal to me.
I don't know much about narcolepsy myself. Meiji? When you were getting older, do you remember getting less active? Kinda. I guess when I started high school. I started occasionally falling asleep in class. That's when I started drinking coffee. It's become a habit to buy some at the vending machines at school before class. Sayori frowns worriedly. Monica doesn't look too happy either.
Why didn't you tell me?
I thought it was just from my gaming and staying up late. Sayori sighs.
I guess that makes sense. I need coffee in the morning to start myself. Although, that really wasn't the case today. Monica?
She looks away, obviously not wanting to repeat her story. She had a very rough morning. Sayori immediately hugs Monica close.
I'm so sorry. Why don't you lie down, get some rest? Not yet, we need to plan for the day and I need to get you some food and a change of clothes.
I can do that. Monica goes over to the coffee table and picks up her pink pen.
It's alright. You need to head to school. School, what time is it?
I look at Meiji's phone again. 6:46, I've got some time.
Then shouldn't you get ready too, Monica?
Monica needs some time to decompress after this morning. Think you can help with that? Sayori smiles and begins rubbing Monica's back.
Yeah, I can do that.
I'll just have to come visit during lunchtime if possible.
No, don't do that. Someone might see, especially on rainy days when no one goes outside.
Fair. Time to decompress. Just leave her with sunshine, exactly. Now, I will have to say one good thing. We should hopefully not run into Yae today. Because I'm pretty sure we didn't run into Yae until later on. There's actually another bully we have to deal with first. And that is a bully that we were able to reform. A bully that was actually trying to change herself and be a better person after we talked some sense into her. The question is whether or not we will be able to do that this time around. I didn't say we shouldn't not run into her. That is not what I said. But yeah, hopefully we can reform her. I don't need even more bullies coming after us and the club. Of course, I forgot about that. Well, I guess I'll see you when I get home then?
Yes. And please make sure the club is safe, okay? I'm really worried.
And I should try not to be reckless, I know. Of course I will, don't you worry. Alright then.
Do you have a good story in mind? You have a good story in mind?
I tell the girls that I might... Hang on. Alright. Damn it, I might be getting sick. It's all the summer heat. I can't stand heat. It's making me sick. Tell the girls that I plan on telling Natsuki and Yuri that this past Friday, Monica invited me to have a look at her club, and I said I would check it out on Monday.
Yeah, I think that will work. We met while in line at the cafeteria during lunch, if anyone asks.
No, too obvious. In the hallway. Cafeteria is too big and someone might be able to disregard that story.
Always no good either for the same reason. Maybe in a coffee shop?
It would have to be the one that I took Sayori to last Sunday. That's the closest one.
Sounds good.
Then we have to make sure that... Because one of our schoolmates works at that coffee shop, that she doesn't blow that story away.
Sounds good. It sounds like we're planning a mystery.
And with that innocent comment, the mood slightly brightens. I smile slowly. Never change, Sayori. Anyway, I should probably actually get ready for school.
I'll try and have dinner waiting when you get home. Ah, you're already like a newlywed couple.
Heh. I bet you'd love to marry her. Shut up, Meiji, don't tease me. is time for literature. No. Quiet, you. Well, I look forward to whatever you cook. I'll be right back. I strip out of the pajamas and begin putting on the uniform. The small, light-hearted conversation we just had makes me feel a bit better than before. True, they start again! I have to write vaught poems again. It's been a hot minute since I've done that regularly. Small, light-hearted conversation makes me feel just a bit better than before. Despite the rain, my mood, along with Meiji's, slightly improves. After I'm finished, I head downstairs. Monica is at the stove, already starting breakfast.
How do you like your eggs?
Scrambled, but go ahead and do sunny side up for today, it's faster. Nodding, she puts her hands to work. I grab a loaf of bread and a small carton of orange juice. I pour 3 glasses, the extra for Sayori. Be right back, I'm sure Sayori's thirsty.
Of course, tell her breakfast will be ready soon.
I grab a small tray and head to the still open space classroom door. I walk up to the open door and find an expectant Sayori standing there. Well, now we have a problem. How do we give her the orange juice? She can't go out of the space classroom, and if we go in, we will painfully split apart and probably drop the juice, right? It's gonna be tricky passing that over to her side. Maybe I'll check it later. Breakfast will be here soon. Putting the glass on the tray, I slide it slowly so my hand doesn't cross the threshold. That is a good way to do it. Sayori immediately grabs it and almost guzzles it down.
Orange juice is delicious in the morning. Can I have some more?
Also, Sayori gets lucky because she can skip the entire week of school. Let's fucking go. She gets to chill for an entire week. She doesn't have to go to school. No one's telling her to go outside. She's living my dream of actually having a reasonable excuse to stay inside forever.
Can I have some more?
Of course.
Yay, thank you.
Put the glass back down, I'll be right back. I head back to Monica.
Breakfast is almost done.
Thanks. She notices my somewhat somber expression.
What's wrong?
I'll take over breakfast for tomorrow. I'll take over breakfast for now. You should go back in there so yours a bit lonely.
Sure, I can do that. Just bring breakfast when you're finished.
Monica rushes off, leaving me to fix breakfast. I continue where Monica left off, making a total of 6 single sunny-side-up eggs. And 6 slices of toast, 2 for each of us. All through making breakfast, I can feel Meiji's worry increase slowly. Hey, Code? Yeah? Do you think anything is gonna happen to us this time around? Like, will we be affected by whatever happens to the other girls? The thought had occurred to me earlier, but I just didn't want to think about it. The idea is too scary to think about, but I really don't have a choice. I really hope not, but I'll fight as hard as I can to stay the same as I've always been. Reckless, with no regard to the safety of your body. That's us. Temper included? Okay, I'm gonna keep that in check to the best of my ability. And if I do start to lose my temper, please shout at me. Yes, I know that didn't work so well last time, but please. Alright, I'll do that. And don't forget about me. I don't know what might happen to me this time. I finished breakfast and put everything on the tray. At least we have each other. At least we're looking out for each other. That's good. I peer in and can barely see Monica and Sayori near the computer. I chuckled softly, catching their attention. Here's some breakfast. Monica immediately stands and rushes over, taking the tray from me and immediately placing it on the small table in front of the couch.
Thanks, Code and Monica. You're welcome, Sayori.
I stand near the door, slowly eating my own meal in silence, as the others do as well. So, what are you two going to do today?
Probably just try and sleep for a bit. Then come keep Sayori company. Maybe try to explore the code more. I'm going to try to sleep too. Although...
She looks down at her clothes nervously.
Meiji, do you think...
Oh, clothes? Code? Right, I'll see what I can find. Wait, why my bedroom? Why not Aiko's or even Mom and Dad's room? You see, we're gonna pull a move from all the way back from Doki Doki Club meeting, specifically Natsuki Quest. We're gonna pull a Natsuki Quest move and give Sayori a used shirt from Meiji. Nah, it's not gonna be used, but I feel like she would totally dig wearing Meiji's clothing more than anyone else's. Alright. Well, I think we should get her some of your clothes. Why not used? Because I feel like that might be going a bit far. Why mine? Mostly for comfort. If she's wearing something of yours, it might calm her down a bit. Think of it as a way to stem her rain clouds. Wearing something that the guy she loves owns might make her feel a bit safer. Searching through his closet, I come across a very familiar red hoodie. Oh my god, it's Red Hoodie, fellow VTuber! Referenced in DDLC! Wait, isn't this Sayori's? The red hoodie? Oh, no, she borrowed that from me a while ago and just hasn't returned it yet. I grab a large spare blanket from his closet. I then go to Aiko's room and grab a few other garments.
Meiji, you remembered!
Yes, I did. I wait in the hallway and continue eating while I hear Monica help Sayori into Meiji's clothes. While they do that, I sit and wait, not sure what to say or do in the meantime. Eventually, Monica pokes her head out.
We're done, you two.
I almost chuckle when I see what Sayori's wearing. It brings back memories of the previous week. I put the blanket down at the edge of the door. Sayori grabs it and puts it down on the couch. I look at Meiji's phone. 7:26 a.m. We might have some time before I need to leave. Monica, could you pass me that Could you pass me the backpack? She nods and brings it out to me.
So what should we be doing over here?
I guess it would be nonsense for Sayori to have her phone with her.
But I do, it was in my pocket.
She pulls it out and turns it on for me to see. Oh, well that's lucky. I open Meiji's phone and to my surprise see only 3 contacts in Meiji's phone. What's your number? Sayori gives me the number and I make the call. Silence for a bit, then I hear the phone ring. But Sayori's doesn't. Startled, I'd wait for a few rings before I hear someone pick up. Oh. Because Sayori doesn't exist, so her number would belong to so someone else would have her phone number then. Hello? Oh, sorry, wrong number. Oh. Click. Well, that idea's a bust. Monica, do you have your phone?
Yeah, it's in my bag. Could you grab it for me?
Sure. I grab her bag quickly and return. She takes the bag from me and opens it up, pulling out her phone. Monica lists off her number and I hit send. Simultaneously, I hear the ringing tone on Meiji's phone and Monica's phone ring as well. She answers.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
I hear the echoing voice from the phone. Testing 1, 2, 3. I hear my diminished voice coming through her receiver. I give her a thumbs up and she disconnects the call. Okay, try calling back. She does with the same result. Okay, so that works. Monica and Sayori look relieved, and I can feel a slight sense of relief from Meiji as well.
Should we try texting?
After we both send off quick texts and receive them without incident, I nod. So, if you two need to contact me for any reason, send me a text. I'll have Meiji's phone on silent.
Silent wouldn't vibrate be better.
Better, but audible. I'll check his phone often, though. And if I need to call... Well, Monica?
Yes?
You said you had access to the script as it unfolds. Does that include my thoughts?
Not that... no, not that I can see.
Damn. Never mind, then. Also, Sayori?
Yes?
On days when Monica and I aren't home, we'll make sure to visit you while we're at school and bring you food.
Thanks.
I'm really sorry about having to leave you in here.
No, don't be sorry, it's alright.
She smiles slightly at me, but that look indicates she's not entirely happy about it. Not that I can blame her. Having to stay alone in a silent classroom all day is depressing in its own way.
Well, today I'll have Monica with me so we can test coding and stuff.
Sure. Just be careful, Sayori.
Thank you, Meiji.
You too, Monica. Stay safe. I start cleaning up the breakfast plates, but Monica stops me.
I'll clean up. You go to school, please.
She has a worried look on her face.
I'm worried about the other two. Doesn't Yuri have a habit of coming to school early? That's true.
Really? Well, maybe I'll see her at school before the club.
Have a good day and be careful. What Monica said. Stay safe and dry.
Will do. As I'm preparing to leave, I feel a pair of slender arms wrap around me from behind. I look back and see Monica, eyes closed with worry. Monica? Can't say anything for a while, just letting her have this moment. After a little while, she lets me go.
Sorry, I just needed that.
Totally understand. Yeah, I understand. I finish putting my shoes on in silence, Monica standing there quietly. I stand and put my hand on the door, bag and umbrella in hand. Well, I'm off.
Have a good day.
She gives me a small smile, but one filled with worry. I won't disappoint. If any of the club members try to kill themselves, I'll knock them out and drag them into the space classroom. I smile reassuringly back and head out. The rain outside isn't too bad at the moment, but I still open the umbrella to step out into it. Thankfully, there's no hard wind, only a small breeze as I walk down the street to school. We're 2 hours in and we haven't even arrived at school yet. Damn. As I walk, I notice that I'm walking mostly alone. There aren't many other students up at this time. Most of the people I see now are businessmen and women heading off to the local train station on their way to work. I can feel Meiji growing tired and he's struggling to stay awake. Normally I would tell him that it's okay to sleep, but after this morning, I'm not sure that's a good idea. You doing okay there, bud? Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, I guess I'm alright. Are you sure? Well, actually, no, I'm not alright, I'm angry. Alright, what are you angry about? I can feel Meiji's anger rising and try not to let it mix with mine. Not what? Who? I'm angry at my parents. How come? They had to know about this condition I have. Oh. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. I find it hard to believe that my parents didn't know wherever we were last week. I remain silent, letting him vent. I mean, how could they not have at least suspected something was wrong? I tend to sleep a lot, and I've fallen asleep in class too. I'm sorry, I know this is pretty much the least of our worries, but it still bugs me. I understand. And I do. I struggle to keep Meiji's anger at bay. I don't want to come to school pissed. Do you think they really didn't know? I remain silent for a bit. I honestly couldn't tell you. From what little I've seen of your parents, I find it hard to believe they'd hide this from you. Yeah, they did seem very supportive. Would be kind of weird if they were to hide that fact knowingly. I guess. Especially your mom. That's true. She always makes a fuss over me and Aiko. I've noticed. But now that you mention it, This could be useful information. How? The major difference in this world is that Sayori isn't here. That might have had an effect on you. Oh, I mean, I guess so. The two of us fall into silence for a bit as we continue walking. Just then I hear heels from behind me. I'll be damned, it's Sayako. I didn't think Sayori's mom would be here. She looks different, right? It's not just me. I think she looks a bit different than she did in Act 1. But maybe I'm just misremembering. I think she only shows up once during the entirety of Act 1. So not exactly much time to leave an impression. Wait, if she's here, maybe... I slow down until we're almost side by side. Dude, what are you doing? I just want to check something. Well, okay. Be careful though, she doesn't look too happy today. Yeah, I can see that. Sayako opens her eyes and looks at me. Okay, so we do know her, which is good.
Meiji-kun, is that you? Hey.
Sayako's expression softens a lot after recognizing me. Meiji, remind me how you address Sayako again, please. Fujioka-san, remember? Thanks. Good morning, Fujioka-san. My innocent greeting seems to hit her like a Shinkansen train at full speed. Dude, what was that? I don't know, and I don't like it.
Oh, no more Sayako-bachan, I see.
Shit, don't tell me she's depressed. I don't know, man, but this seems legit to me. Sayako's voice crumbles down even more with her next words.
And that family name.
I don't like how she phrased that. Is she divorced? Do something! Shit, what do I do? Think. Dude, give me a hand here, you know her better than I do. I've never seen her like this before, I don't know what to do. Shit. Come on, think of something before she leaves. Guess I have to go down this path. Meiji, I'm apologizing for what I'm going to do, but I can't think of anything else. I don't like it when you apologize beforehand. What are you going to do? Use our unlucky trump card. I slap my cheeks and shake my head a little. I'm sorry, Sayako-bachan. Guess my narcolepsy got the better of me today. Sayako's eyes start to my face, her expression showing deep concern.
Narcolepsy?
Dude, what the fuck did you just do? I needed her to stop thinking of her divorce. On the other side, it seems she didn't know. Look at her. Sayako puts her hands on my shoulders and speaks softly.
Oh my god, now I understand everything. When you were a child, and when me and, my ex babysat, and my ex babysat you were always able to sleep in whatever position or place. Nick always told me to watch for you while I'll take your bath, but this, I could have killed you by omission, someone I am.
Yep, she's depressed. She's the one with rain clouds now. She looks back at me with concern.
How is this affecting you at school?
I've been like this since childhood. And my mom didn't tell the whole story about my condition. Maybe she did that to protect you. Maybe, at least she's now focused on me. It's kind of difficult. The doctors prescribed me some pills to help. Sayako's expression turns serious.
What pills? Let me check them.
Begrudgingly, I take the orange bottle from my backpack and give it to her. When she reads the label, she almost loses it, letting the bottle fall to the ground.
Who was the monster that ordered you this recipe?
Sayako immediately hugs me tightly, her barely retained tears now flowing like waterfalls.
I beg you, Meiji-kun, please don't take those pills anymore. I'll take you to another doctor and give you a second opinion.
Her next words crush mine and Meiji's heart.
I don't want to lose you too.
Dude. Dude! Dude, indeed! I immediately put my arms around her, letting go a couple of tears of my own. This woman got the short end of the stick in this timeline. This is so damn unfair. I instinctively tighten the hug for a while in a protective gesture, and then I start rubbing her back. Yeah, I do that. She begins to relax. Still, I remember that I can't stay here too long, I'll be late. Slowly I pull away just enough to look at her face. Thank you, Auntie. I could go with you next week after the school's culture festival. Sound good? This seems to raise her spirits.
Yes, count on it.
Thanks, Auntie. Now I really need to get to school.
Yeah, you're right. I've got to get to work too. What a mess I am. Sorry, have a nice day, Meiji-kun.
She slowly and reluctantly lets go of the hug and smiles at me, wiping her tears with her sleeve. You too, Auntie. See you then. Sayaka leaves, but not before giving me one last look of what looks like familial concern. This was... when she said that she didn't want to lose you too. How much of it would be losing her husband, and how much would it be... we should look at it later. It could be important, but we need to hurry to school. I quickly pick up the bottle of pills and put it back in my backpack. As we get closer, Meiji speaks up. Thanks for comforting Sayako. I wasn't going to leave her behind like that. And also thanks for telling her to take us to another doctor next week. I really don't think we should add this whole can of worms to all that we already have to do. You do know we still need to address this can of worms too. I don't like this issue of yours. You're right. Now let's hurry to school. We can't be late. I walk closer and see only a handful of students there already, just waiting at the school entrance. Some are in small groups talking, while others stand alone, mostly on their phones. Keep looking around most to distract my mind from Sayako. How many familiar faces do we see? A few others are reading alone as well. I find a quiet corner and pull out my phone and earbuds to listen to music as I wait. But I also keep an eye out for familiar students. As I sit and wait, I watch as more students filter in, most in small friend groups. The first familiar face I see is Mori. Of course, she would be early. Of course, Mori would be very early. Again, everyone can definitely see she is totally a fusion between Monika and Sayori. We can all see that, right? Tell me we can all see that. Especially because her eye color is turquoise. Even her eye color matches the fusion concept. And her name, obviously. Mo being the first syllable of Monika and Ri being the last syllable of Sayori. She is the fusion. To my relief, it seems like she's in a good mood. Talking and laughing with various other students. She even looks my way and waves politely. I nod my head back and smile slightly. Then to my surprise, she makes her way over towards me. Alright. Time to voice this character again. After 3 years, I definitely no longer have a grasp at all of what voice I did for you.
It needs to be the energetic Sayori, but also like the calm, more like calm Monika voice, so... Do I keep the high energy? How do I get the high energy in that, like, middle ground? I could go like the higher pitch of Sayori, but not put in as much energy as I do normally. Maybe that would be more of it. But then again, that would be very similar. I don't know. Maybe in this pitch, or more like in this pitch. I don't know which pitch is better for her. Again, this higher pitch is usually... Maybe I should go for this higher pitch.
I don't know the pitch for her. Help me, chat.
Jesus, Hannah, I didn't expect to see you this early.
Her warm smile is a welcoming sight. Ah, yeah, I woke up earlier than normal and couldn't get back to sleep, so I decided to come to school early.
Good sleep, that doesn't sound like you.
Heh, not really.
I didn't mean anything bad about that.
Yeah, so it's basically the same pitch I use for Sayori, I think, but not with the energy I put into the Sayori voice. I think that's probably a good balance for Mori. Probably. I know.
Oh, good. Sorry, sometimes I can say things that can be misconstrued.
I understand, really. So. Are you excited for the festival next week?
The festival,
Uh-oh, red alert! Are you okay?
Kinda. I'm excited for the festival, of course. It's my last one before graduation and I want to enjoy it to the fullest.
Those words. I think I heard them before. I sense a butt coming. Mori sighs.
It's just my club's getting too big for me to handle. I'm thinking about leaving it soon.
So far, this seems similar to the Mori I knew in the other timeline. Which club is that again?
The art club. I'm the president of that club.
Wait, wasn't she also the vice president? Who's the vice president?
Shiva-san.
Whoa. What is it? She used Kotonoha's last name. Do you think something happened? Oh. Oh dear. That super rich girl? Mori nods slowly. Well, I guess all I can say is good luck. Do what makes you less stressed.
Thank you, Chizu-san.
Just then, I see Kotonoha walking through the gates. I see her exchange a look with Mori, a look of mistrust. Soon she's surrounded by others, all acting excited about seeing her. Popular, I see.
Of course she is. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring the mood down.
It's alright, don't worry.
Oh, thank goodness. Well, I should be going now. Hope you have a good day.
You too. Mori bows gratefully and walks off to a smaller group of girls. Time passes, the rain continues to softly pitter-patter against my umbrella. Soon the school doors open and the students begin heading inside. I stand and walk in with them. As I walk down the still somewhat empty halls to class, I'm so distracted that I nearly collide with a student who rushes past me. Hey, move it! 2 hours in, and we get to meet Natsuki! How are you? Been a while. Been a while since I saw blonde Natsuki. The little blonde blur rushes past me. Natsuki? What's she doing here this early? Maybe it's to escape her dad? Remember that glitch in Act 2 about her dad beating the shit out of her? Oh. My mind races to try and come up with other explanations as to why she's here so early. I know. I said it while playing Act 1. But is there an option to politely approach her and ask her if she would please be willing to dye her hair pink? If she would be interested in it. Because I think it would look good on her. Just say, hey, Natsuki, I think pink hair would suit you. Have you ever thought about dyeing it? Maybe she'd go along with it, who knows? Probably not. My mind races to try and come up with other explanations as to why she's here so early. Escape from her father is a good explanation, but could there be more? I think there is, but I can't think of anything else at the moment. Without any further incident, I head to my classroom. Curious. Could also just be that she has to take an earlier train to get here. But no, she's definitely walked with us before. I don't think she does. She absolutely needs a train. Or a bus or anything. I don't know. and walk in and sit at Meiji's chair once more, pulling out books. Was it just me, or did Natsuki seem kinda off to you? Off how? Less energetic? I mean, I know it's early in the morning, but that could be it. Could also be malnutrition. Oh. Should we get her something from the vending machine? Not sure how we could do that without coming off as creepy. Right, sorry. No, it's a good idea, I'll think about it. Thanks. How do we solve this conundrum? And just like that, Meiji goes silent, lost in thought again. As other students trickle in, I keep a close eye out for Kozue, the bully that we reformed on our first day. Should we try to do the exact same thing we did in Act 1? Do you think it would work again? Do you think if we do the same thing we did in Act 1, we could reform Kozue to be a non-bully again? Again, it worked last time, but things are a bit different now. Opinions. Opinions, chat. What do we do? When she comes in and bullies us, do we throw the absolute shade at her to piss her off so she will try beating the shit out of us? Only to then get interrupted by a teacher, then we run into her again in the hallway where we tell her how it is, and then 2 days from now she'll come, then tomorrow she'll skip school, the day after that she'll be on friendly terms with us. That's how it was in Act 1. Do you think we can pull that same stunt this time around? All we have to do is basically call her a whore in class, and then not get punched to death. That would be the outcome that we're going for. Alright, I keep a special eye out for Kozue. Sure enough, she walks in. Oh! That's interesting. She doesn't have her dyed. Okay. Kozue was a typical Gyaru in Act 1. Everything. Dyed hair, the works. Basically fancy as can be. And she only got rid of all that fancy stuff after we knocked some sense into her. But here it looks like she's normal from day one. That's an interesting change. If anything, I was expecting this to go the other way. I was expecting her to be even worse in Act 2. Huh. Sure enough, she walks in. What the hell? No Gyaru outfit? I don't especially like that look on her face. She walks over and takes a seat behind me, then crosses her arms on the desk and lays her head down with a soft thud. Mori, who is already in class, looks over at the sound. Excusing herself from her friends, she walks over.
Tani-san, you alright?
Alright, Kozue voice, what did I do for you? Oh yeah, just tired. Maybe that was the one, I don't know.
Did you eat anything this morning? If not, I have some extra snacks I packed today.
You always pack extra snacks. Kozue's mood seems to improve slightly. I had an apple on the way to school, so I'm good today. Thank you for offering, though.
Of course.
Basically, I'm doing like this voice, but I'm going like from the pitch-wise, I'm going deeper. I am doing the similar to Natsuki, but a deeper pitch. I don't know. Maybe that works, maybe it doesn't. Mori turns and heads back to her desk, but not before she turns back. Okay, so she changed it recently still.
By the way, I left a new look. You look better with brown hair. Did you change it recently?
Yeah, I just got tired of putting in dye regularly.
Gotcha.
As Mori heads back to her desk, I lean down and begin rummaging through Meiji's backpack, eventually pulling out his wallet. What are you doing? I think I'm gonna go buy some extra snacks, just in case. That okay? Oh, yeah, let's do that. I stand and head out. Do we still have the same generous parents as in the previous run? I go downstairs to the vending machines only to find a girl in Sakura Academy uniform bending over and reaching under the vending machine. Natsuki. Judging by the short stature and blonde hair I see, it can only be Natsuki. Yep. Of course she's looking for coins under the vending machine. Not wanting to sneak up on her, I make some noise as I walk up. Startled, she jumps up and in the process hits her head on the bottom of the vending machine. Ow! Damn it! Natsuki holds her head, rubbing it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. Whatever, it's fine. Thanks. Did you lose something? None of your business. I raise my hands defensively. Okay, sorry, you're right. Natsuki goes back to what she was doing, while I make it a point to pay attention to the vending machine next to it, looking over the options. After a while, Natsuki stands back up, fuming. Damn it, too far away. She opens up her backpack and pulls out a change purse, looking through it with a morose expression. I remember just then that Yuri said something about how Natsuki would look under the vending machine for loose change in Act 2 in the original game. Natsuki's just about to turn away defeated when I kneel. Here, let me get them. Before Natsuki has any chance to protest, I get on my stomach and reach under the vending machine, seeing a small amount of coins near the back. Fortunately, it seems Meiji's tall enough to reach them. I stand back up, brush my blazer off, holding out my trophy, 135 yen. Here you are. Thanks. She reluctantly takes them. I look over at the vending machine she was just at. What are you thinking about getting? Huh? Meiji was right, Natsuki seems kind of out of it today. In that case, we can assume it's the malnutrition that I mean, there could be other stuff. Well, some milk. You need to drink all the milk. You need calcium for your bones so you can grow big and strong. Good. At least you know what you need to do, Natsuki. At least you know. Get the strongest bones ever. Before she can protest again, I put money in the machine and out comes a small bottle of ice-cold milk. I take it and hand it to her. What? Here, take it. Natsuki looks at the milk suspiciously, then back at me, her suspicion only growing more apparent. You're not gonna make me owe you a favor like that Shiba girl, are you? What? What the hell? No, of course not. Any idea what she means? Sorry, I'm as lost as you are. I'm not that kind of person. Hesitantly, she reaches out and takes it. Thanks? No problem. I look back at the vending machines looking through the different snacks. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Natsuki hesitantly open her milk, then sniff at it, almost as if she doesn't trust it. It was in the vending machine, Natsuki. I couldn't have messed with it. It was in the machine. Are you saying you don't trust the food from the vending machine, but you were willing to buy it yourself? Then, to my relief, she takes a long gulp. I purchased 2 good-sized energy bars, next handing them over to Natsuki. Are you sure? You already got me this. I should be good for the day. I'm sure. Here. Once again, she looks suspicious, but less so than before, as she takes them and stuffs them in her pocket. Without another word, she runs off. Looks like I managed to do something I wasn't able to last time. What do you mean? Score some points with Natsuki! Oh. Yeah. Maybe she'll be more receptive to us showing up today. I thought you said we weren't going to join the club. Nothing's stopping me from showing a casual interest in the club, is there? Besides, I promised Monica I'd check in on the club. Oh, yeah, right, forgot. No worries. Not exactly knowing what CodeErr might like, I buy something sweet, something salty, and 3 different drinks, and some more energy bars. You're gonna get fat eating that. Oi. Despite the situation, I smile slightly. Is that a smile I see? Dude, you can't see me smiling, period. You are watching from my eyes. My eyes can't see my smile. I stuff a few of the items into Meiji's pockets, holding the rest. Thanks, man. For what? Making me laugh, even if I don't show it. We all need a laugh, right? Right. I head back towards Meiji's classroom. CodeErr's head is still on her desk as I walk back in. I sit back down and begin transferring the food to Meiji's bag. As I'm finishing up, Mori walks back up to me.
Jesus-san, since you weren't here last Friday, I thought I'd give you the notes from that day.
She hands me a small stack of papers. Wait, we missed school on Friday? Oh, thank you. I take them from her with a grateful smile. Interesting.
Also, I just thought I'd let you know that starting next week, the school is getting an international transfer student.
Okay, even more stereotypes just keep piling up. Let me guess. Transfer student from America? Really? Where from?
I don't know, but I just thought I'd let you know since the teacher brought it up on Friday.
Thanks for letting me know.
Of course.
Mori smiles kindly and heads back to her seat. As I look over the notes, I overhear other students whispering among themselves, and the topic goes to this mysterious transfer student. It sounds like the typical high school banter, so I tune it out. I stare out the window at the grounds. It's still raining, but it's not very bad, fortunately. Meiji's quiet at the moment, and I can feel him deep in thought. He and I don't say anything to each other, I just watch the rain and think. More students trickle in and take their seats. Soon the school chime rings out, alerting the entire student populace to the beginning of the school day. All up to that point, the school seems oddly peaceful. Most students in the classroom have been talking quietly to each other, and a few others, like me and CodeErr, had been silent. The teacher calls class to order, and we start. Alright, so far so good. As it goes with CodeErr, definitely a better start than in Act 1, which is interesting. But that makes me worried that Yae might be twice as bad. If we have the threat of CodeErr off our back, then Yae might be even worse. And that is very, very worrying, because she was super bad in the first act as well. First half of the day seems to drag on slowly, but unlike before, I don't bother taking notes. I do listen a bit, but it's hard to think in the current situation. To my dismay, and despite his best efforts, Meiji falls asleep. Unlike before, where it felt like some kind of pressure being lifted whenever he slept, now I'm painfully aware of how tired this body feels. I slowly stand and stretch. Now I can understand Meiji's tolerance for coffee. Grabbing his wallet, I head out to the cafeteria. After getting some more of the chicken curry, I head over to a quiet corner at the cafeteria, sit and begin eating. Meiji wakes just then. Miss anything? Nope. Code? You sound upset. Oh, sorry, I'm just concerned is all. About the girls? And you. Me? Narcolepsy, man, you fell asleep earlier, I was worried. Oh, that'll be fine, don't worry. Are you sure? Yeah, I've always had it. I've learned to deal with it. Well, let's hope so. I eat my curry and drink the black coffee I'd gotten in silence. I'm lost in thought, so lost in thought that I don't hear someone sitting across from me until they're just sitting down. Yuri! I jump slightly at Yuri, her face buried deep in a book. Sits opposite to me, a tray of food in her hand. Did she not see us here? Maybe not. I softly clear my throat. Pardon me? Huh? Yuri looks up and notices her situation. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sit so close. It's okay, really. I give her a reassuring smile. Gotta say, though, I must be a damn good book to distract you like that. And it must be I am a good book, yes. It must be a damn good book to distract you like that. Stir up, okay. Yes, it is. She nods, seeming to relax just a bit. I'm still sorry, though. No, it's alright. Is this your normal seat? She nods slowly. Understood. I'll move. I stand and begin moving when the title of the book catches my eye. Easily Disturbed, eh? What genre is it? Oh, it's a psychological horror novel I've been enjoying recently. I raise an eyebrow curiously. What's it about, if I may ask? Yuri's eyes widen in excitement. One moment. She flips to the back of the book and reads the blurb. Right, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't spoiling anything. It's about a young nurse working in a mental institution. The author describes how working for the institution starts to change her. She begins seeing and hearing things,
she isn't sure how real what she's seeing is or not.
Huh. Now that sounds like a curious and interesting read.
Oh, it is.
She puts her book down.
The writing style is quite similar to my favorite horror novel. The author is an incredible master of suspense, leaving even you as the reader unsure. Even the ending is masterfully created, leaving the readers guessing as to what actually happened.
Well, that does sound like a fun read. Yuri nods. Then a look of realization passes over her face.
Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to ramble on.
It's alright, you didn't ramble, I asked, remember?
Oh, well, if you're sure.
No worries, I'm sure. Mind if I sit on the other end of the table?
No, that's perfectly fine.
Out of the corner of my eye, I see Yuri slowly go back to her book, but I see her looking back at me every so often for a bit more before fully focusing on her book. I decide the best thing for it is to just leave her alone for the time being. After a short time, she is fully focused on her book again. I finish my curry. As I'm on my last few bites, someone walks over to our table towards Yuri. Ah, so they get along, do they now? Alright, Kotonoha. Time to come up with a voice for you again. Why is the glitchy music playing? I mean, it's back to normal now. That is very worrying. The glitchy music is very worrying. I just had a thought, a horrible thought. What if Kozue is a nice person this time around, but Kotonoha is part of the bullies instead? She's a super rich and fairly popular girl. She could do probably about just as much damage to other people as Yae could. If the two of them team up as the bullies, that would be worrying. I hope that's not the case. Anyway, let's find a voice for her. She is described as a pretty energetic person.
So I definitely have to put that energy into the voice, but I'm not quite sure what pitch I should be going at yet. Maybe something about maybe something along this pitch. It's definitely but put some energy into it. This is probably about the pitch I use for Monica, but I'm putting in the energy I would normally put in for Sayori, making her basically the opposite of Mori in that case. I guess that could work. Miss Yoshika.
Huh? Oh, Miss Chiba, is something wrong?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to startle you.
What are they saying? Is that English? Yeah, it is. Hang on, let me listen. Okay. I can continue eating, pretending not to understand. Ha. Interesting. Some connections because we know about her tutor. Interesting that that's connected to Yuri's mom.
I just came over to ask how your mom's doing. I know she had to cancel our tutoring sessions last week. Is she well?
Something is off here.
Oh, she had to go to the hospital the day before, and her doctor told her to rest.
Right, so I was told. How is she now?
Yuri's tensing up a bit by this point. Why does this conversation feel forced?
Better than before.
Kotonoha definitely seems to be dangerous in Act 2. The music isn't helping it.
Oh good, I'm glad to hear it. If there's anything I can do, let me know, alright?
Thank you, Miss Chiba.
Don't mention it.
Kotonoha stands and walks away. So, I might not be able to understand English, but something was wrong there. You too, huh? Yeah, I just can't put my finger on it. Remember what Natsuki said earlier about owing Chiba a favor? Yeah, I do. What about it? Maybe there's something behind that. You think? Perhaps so. It's something to keep an eye on, at least. So that's her scheme, huh? So that's how she's gonna manipulate people, by making them owe her favors. No kidding. I grab my empty tray and clean up my place at the table, leaving quietly so as to not disturb Yuri's reading. Although it seems Yuri now looks a bit more stressed than before. As much as I want to talk to her about it, here she doesn't know me at all. So it would be very unusual to ask her what's wrong. I head out into the corridor, pulling out Meiji's phone. What exactly did the two talk about? I transcribe the conversation as best as I can, making an effort to switch my tired brain between English and Japanese. I see. Thanks for telling me. Of course. Are you gonna tell Monika and Sayori? Of course I will. I'll shoot them a text right now, actually. I stop, move to the side of the hallway, and send off a quick message. Hey Monika, you guys got time to spare? There are a few things I need to report to you two. I sent the message and wait. Mere moments later she calls, I answer. Hey, that was quick.
Well, it sounded urgent.
It is. Listen, could you and Sayori look at the script for me? Something just happened between Yuri and Kotonoha.
Sayori's actually looking over the script now. We're seeing the conversation between Kotonoha and Yuri, but it's gibberish.
Gibberish how?
I don't know what happened.
I'll try and tell you later. Oh, that is fascinating. Because, yeah, obviously most of these people don't speak English because they're Japanese. But even so, they should know a few words of English to recognize that it's English, not gibberish, right? Especially if they're trying to learn programming languages, which are most of the time not written in Japanese, I think. I have mods. Fool! Fool that you are! Anyway, yeah. Alright. Well, that's interesting that it came out as gibberish. We'll definitely have to figure out why that is.
Maybe after school, before you check on the club, you can come to the space classroom and tell us.
Ah, yes. That sounds like a scam or something. Not sure I'll have the time.
Oh yeah, I guess not.
Sorry. Hey, how's Sayori doing? Is her neck okay? Out the corner of my eye spot CodeErr approaching, but think nothing of it.
My neck's fine, just a bit sore. He also says it hurts to swallow.
CodeErr keeps on walking over, so I lower my voice. Just keep an eye on her. I have to go.
Okay, stay safe. I love you, Code.
Also, hi Nev, how's it going? What the fuck? Okay, yet nothing about that is funny. Are they trying to get you cancelled? That is just dick behavior. Want to quit streaming altogether? Well, at the very least, you probably should not invite those friends onto streams anymore. Because that sounds like a dick move. Such great friends you have there. So, Persona 3 Reload. Oh, that's fun. Good luck on the rest of that. Small as usual problem. Alright, I see. I'll do my best. See you later. I close the phone. Ah, right. Talking to your girlfriend? Ah, yeah. We're working on a project together. She frowns a bit for some reason. I see. She walks back to the classroom fast. Wonder what that's about. I walk back to the classroom and see CodeErr sitting at her place. There are a handful of other students also there. Most in a small group of friends talking.
Maybe she's upset because she's crushing on me. Could be.
I am indeed dying, but thanks for worrying about me.
Hey, I see an annoying girl running toward me from a distance, waving her arms.
My
in the air
nose is
like
getting
she's
so
totally
plugged up
oblivious to
again.
any attention she
I had
might
to
draw
mute
herself.
myself for that.
That girl is Sori, my neighbor and good friend.
Thanks for the
since we were
hydrate.
children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today. But it just kind of works out.
My
because
nose
you've
was
known each
stuffy
other for so
anyway,
long.
but I forgot
We
that
used to
for
walk to
some
school
reason
together
for
on
long
days like
DDLC
this,
streams.
but Star,
Again, my nose was plugged up anyway, but for some reason I forgot that for some reason that I don't understand why, my nose starts getting more and more stuffy as I play DDLC. And the fact that it was stuffy today anyway was kind of, had to clear that out a bit. Anyway, we're back. No more dying. 2, that's one of the reasons I don't interact with them. Yeah. Yeah, those are not the kinds of people you should spend time with. Again, thanks for the hydrate, though. I walk back to the classroom, blah, blah, blah. Other students, mostly small group of friends talking. I take a seat and pull out the medication. As I'm about to pop one in my mouth, the memory of Sayako's crying face flashes through my mind. I hesitate, then screw the cap back onto the bottle and put it away. With how scared and desperate she looked, I can't risk taking them anymore. Especially since her own daughter had the same reaction this morning. I lean against the window and look out. Oh, the Toho games. Fun. The sound of the rain soothes my worry over Sayako for the time being. Yes, I was moving all over the place, wasn't I? Despite the body I'm in feeling tired, my mind is racing, trying to process what I've seen all day. Obviously, it seems as if Natsuki is still having the issues from Act 2, the malnutrition anyway. If I'm remembering right, she was the one who changed the least in Act 2, since the original games Monika only edited her father's traits. I make myself a mental note to ask Sayori to keep an eye on her regardless. Yuri didn't seem all that different than before, but then again the same thing happened in the base game as well. It's the others I'm worried about, the other people I've seen. I guess the vault code in Antara's room. From the completely wrong hint? Really? What did you guess it from, if not Horse A Twins B? It's the others I'm worried about, the other people I've seen. Kozo, for one, she isn't a bully like she was before, which isn't a bad thing, but what could have changed so drastically that she changed completely? And apparently over the weekend. Kotonoha seems to be the same, but something feels off. I just can't think of what it is. And we haven't met the biggest problem of them all yet. Yae. And Sayako. Maybe a second opinion would help. Meiji? What's up? You've seen what I've seen today so far. Can I hear your thoughts? Well, I'm not really sure, to be honest. I'm not really good at this, you know? Thinking hard about things. That's alright. I could use some alternative opinions anyway. Alright, well, today's been really weird so far, I'll give you that. And it's only been half a day. But it does feel like there's more tension in the air. Don't take this the wrong way, but the changes don't seem to be too much right now. Really? That catches me off guard. Maybe he's not seeing what I'm seeing. Or maybe I'm just paranoid. Hear me out. I know that in Act 2 Yuri becomes, for lack of a better word, crazy. But I didn't see that in her today. Technically, we did just meet. Can't be honest with this shit, man. I'm tired about that stuff. Again, I would not invite them to stream anymore in that case, and especially if they're like that, tell them how you feel about that, and if they still don't respect you for, you know, wanting them to be decent people, that doesn't sound like a good kind of crowd to be friends with, in my opinion. But that's just the opinion of me as an outsider. I don't know anything about how close you are to your friends. I guess horse A, horse head in Kokichi's room and not the writing on the slab. You know what? Maybe Kokichi did leave that there as a hint. Don't care for... They don't give a shit. Wow. Great friends. Such amazing friends. Seriously. That sounds horrible. Not gonna be streaming with them anymore. Stop playing with them. Yeah. Respectable decision. More than respectable. Again, that doesn't sound like a good crowd. I know sometimes it hurts to break off connections, but sometimes it has to happen. Technically, we did just meet. Maybe, but if we don't join the club and just keep an eye on her like you mentioned, maybe she won't, like you said. That's my hope anyway. Go on. Natsuki seems like her normal self, albeit she might be a bit poorer now. Mori seems to be the exact same as when she was before. In the past, she's taken it on herself to walk around class before school starts and make sure we're okay. Koto Noha doesn't look like she's changed that much either. She's still offering to help others. Yeah, but now when she helps others, they owe her favors. That wasn't the case before. In Act 1, she was just happy to help others. Now she's helping others with the intent of gaining favors. Basically like making a deal with the devil. I will do this thing for you, but you will owe me a favor to redeem at the time of my choosing. Everything extreme. Yeah, no. Again, sounds like a horrible person. And that must still suck breaking off connections, because after all, you were friends with that person up until now. So either you didn't know that side of them existed, or even worse, they were a decent person before and they changed for the worse. Alright. Still offering to help others. Remember what Natsuki said earlier, though? About owing her a favor. Yeah, that's true. Let's keep an eye on her, then. So, maybe I'm not paranoid. But then there's Sayori's mom. I guess the script had to figure out a way to remove Sayori from her family. But it was hard to see her like that. Besides that obvious change, the biggest difference I've seen are that it's raining and that CodeErr is not how she was before. I'm not sure what that could mean. Don't forget about how Monica showed up this morning. Yeah. But the CodeErr thing? Perhaps it's something to do with Yae. Oh. Her. I feel Meiji begin to get angry again. I take a couple deep breaths. I'm the last person to say this, but calm down, man. We'll have to look around for her later. I promise. Quality is better than quantity. It is very true. Right, I'll try. But she's just so aggravating. Couldn't agree more. But things could have changed for her too. Maybe she isn't that bad this time around. That could be why CodeErr isn't a bully Gyaru this time. I don't know. I guess we won't know until we see her. Agreed. Although, I trail off trying to organize my thoughts again. I agree with you about Mori. She seems the exact same as before. But that glance she shared with Koto Noha before school has me worried. I thought they were best friends. Sure seemed like it. So there's a major change there. Let's just hope it's nothing serious. I hope. Maybe I didn't think about this as hard as you did. I can feel a headache coming on. Sure enough, a small ache begins in my head. I rub my temples a bit. Damn, I was hoping we could continue this. Maybe later. Suddenly I feel Meiji fall asleep instantly. Internal alarms begin going off. If that's because of his narcolepsy, I've got to start drinking more coffee. I wonder why Sayako was so scared of Meiji's prescription. The teacher comes in just then and class begins. Of course, Meiji falls in just in time to miss the entire class. What a legend. Not especially in the mood for school, I absent-mindedly begin taking some semblance of notes as the teacher drones on. And then we were on a black screen for all of eternity. As the day ends, students begin excitedly putting their books away and I can hear them talking about various things. I look back and see, to my surprise, that Kozo is not there anymore. I don't even remember her leaving. Although it's possible she slipped out before me. Meiji was still asleep when the bell rang, but I feel him wake up as soon as I put my books away. And wakes up just after class is over. That is the perfect time to sleep, Meiji. You do this shit. Why try to... Probably can't be good enough stream on. Stream, I don't know. Dude, I get it. I get that you're frustrated. I get that sometimes it helps to get it out of your system. If talking about it here in chat helps you get it out of your system, you're welcome to do so. Nothing wrong with that. You don't need to apologize. I totally get it. Sometimes people aren't who you think they are. I mean, the worst I've experienced so far was with the developer of our Castle Walls. I had a few conversations with that person, both in Twitch chat and he even joined my Discord. Seemed like a reasonable person, thought we could get along. In that case, it turned out he was a groomer. And I immediately removed him from the Discord and everything. And had to block him and stuff and things. Sometimes people aren't who you think they are. And it sucks. It's horrible. Some people are like that. I don't like it any more than you do. But it's the reality, sadly. Which is why that it's important that we hold on to those few friendships that we know are that we can actually trust in. And you can trust people more if, you interact with them more. Which is why if you have a shit ton of friends, then yeah, naturally you're bound to only be able to spend so much time with each of them. Ow. And yeah, that means you can't get to know them as good, and then shit like that can happen. Again, some people aren't who they appear to be, and that's the sad reality, and I totally get if you want to dump that here, just to get it out of your system. Monologue over 5 minutes straight about a game no one here played. Exactly. I don't think anyone here is upset at you for just getting something off your chest that is clearly bothering you. I get it. Sometimes you just gotta get it out. And you know what? I'm somewhat happy that you think that this community is a good place to do that. That you feel like this is a safe space to get this off your system. Because that makes me happy with what we've built here as a community. Alright. Now that we got that out of the way, shall we continue with the actual game a little bit? I feel like we should. Alright. Uh-huh. What time is it? End of school, dude. Really? I fell asleep again? Yeah, you did. Oh, damn. I was trying so hard. It's not your fault, man. I'll just drink a bit more coffee throughout the day. Yeah, that might help. Thanks, but don't take those meds again. I won't, I promise. Good. So to the club then? You know how we feel about promises. We break them if it's convenient for us. Alright. You gonna be alright? You're nervous, aren't you? He's right. I'm nervous, just like last time I did this. But not in quite the same way as before. Although I think the correct term would be downright petrified. I can't help but wonder what things are going to be like in the club room when I arrive. Will Natsuki and Yuri be at each other's throats without Monica or Sayori there to try and keep them in check? Or will they just be ignoring each other? Yeah, I am. Oh. Well, so am I. Good to know I'm not alone and that you're with me on this. See you in a bit then, Spinne, although the stream probably won't go much longer. I'll try to finish the day. I don't know how long club is gonna go, though. Alone? You're literally controlling my body. This is the closest level there is to being with me. I smile a bit. It's comforting to know that he hasn't quite lost his sense of humor here. How true. Well, let's head off to the literature club then. Slinging my bag over my shoulder, I head out into the crowded school hallway. I pay close attention to the students around me as we walk. That was a quick one. Welcome back. I remember a few of them from the past week, and nothing I'm seeing indicates any changes in personality. No, Rob, it's the other way around. It's his body. Yep, you're gonna look for the quote. I know you are. As I head towards the club room and approach the stairs to the 4th floor, I hear running footsteps from down the hall. Looking around, I see CodeErr running towards me, and she's crying. She looks a bit disheveled as she runs past me, looking almost like she's going to cry. I watch her go, concerned. What was that about? Any idea? None. I turn back to the club room when the reason for whatever upset CodeErr almost collides with me. Shit. She's here! The bitch has arrived! The bitch has arrived! What do we do? Yeah, sure. I mean, I like Zhongli. Yai. Of course. It was Yai. Why the fuck do I hear boss music? Help! Yeah, that describes it pretty well now, doesn't it?
Hey, watch it.
She glares at me angrily. Not really wanting to cause any trouble, I step aside.
That's better.
She walks past me, then sees CodeErr running and turning down the stairs. She scoffs.
What a crybaby, I just roughed her up a little bit.
Oh god, that expression again! The virgin annihilation. She is, though, and it's horrible. We were so wrong. She is still a monster. Punch her face in. I want to. She walks past me and down the hall with a confident stride. I seriously thought, yeah, it can't be that bad, right? Spinne, you haven't seen anything yet. You haven't seen shit. You know what? You know how I posted some lines from the game on the Discord? I'll go back to Act 1 after the stream and find some of the lines with Yai. So you know for sure what's up with her. Oh, maybe I don't want to see shit. Oh boy. She walks past me and down the hall with a confident stride. Seriously, what is wrong with that girl? You don't think she... You know, if she did, there's gonna be hell to pay. I promise you that. I can feel the anger rising again, and I take a few deep breaths to calm down again. This anger sure seems to be constant, and it's just Monday. I really don't like this. You sure you're gonna be okay? Yeah, I can manage. I continue the walk towards the club room. When I reach it, I hold my hand up and knock.
Come in.
I, but firmly slide the door open. I peek in, acting as if I'm not sure this is the right place. Onions? There is an awkward absence of onions. I feel like onions would be the solution to all of our problems right now. All these problems that we're currently facing, if we just had onions, they wouldn't be there. Natsuki and Yuri are sitting at two desks that have been turned towards one another, each holding a small, pale green booklet. Excuse me, sorry for interrupting you, but is this a literature club? The girls exchange a look for a brief moment, then Yuri stands and faces me a bit nervously.
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, that's good. I wasn't sure I had the right place.
Hey, I remember you from this morning.
Oh, have you two met already?
Natsuki freezes. I immediately jump in. I accidentally ran into her this morning on my way to class.
Oh, I see. Welcome to the Literature Club. I'm the Vice President, Yoshika Yuri. And this is one of our members, Muramoto Natsuki.
I'm Chizumeji. Nice to meet you two officially.
Yes, of course.
Wait, did you guys meet already?
We talked a little bit at lunch about her book. Oh. I look around the room as if looking for a third person. By the way, where's Asano-san?
President?
How do you know her? Well, she was the one who told me about the club earlier.
Really, I was unaware that she was considering bringing in new members.
Well, I'm just here to check the club out, that's all. Sorry if I disappointed you.
Why would we be disappointed?
Okay, not the response I was expecting. Well, I mean, from what she told me, you're one member short of being an official club, right? I'm guessing that's why she asked.
So she asked you? Why?
Not sure, really. I mean, we're in the same class last year, but that's basically the only way I know her.
Well, even if you're just visiting as vice president, it's my duty to welcome you.
Thank you very much. That's a piece of writing. That's Persona. Again, I know you really want me to play it. Be patient.
Yeah, welcome, I suppose.
I'm sorry Monica isn't here today, but she told me she wasn't feeling well and that she was staying home today.
Oh? I'm sorry I missed her.
Yeah, I know, Spin. I know you want me to play it.
Patience.
I'll tell you stop by after the club meeting is over. In the meantime, would you like some tea?
Today is certainly a day for it. I indicate the rain outside with a small smile.
It is indeed. I'll go find some water, be right back.
So saying Yuri grabs the hot water heater. Okay, and rushes out of the club room, leaving me alone with Natsuki. Cry at the end, I don't completely understand. Oh boy, we'll see about that. Also, hi Termius, how's it going? How are you? We're getting close to the end. I at least want to try to finish the day, and that is Blondsuki. Alright, by the way, Tormuse, I have some good news about what happened in Act 2 already. The main character, Meiji, didn't lose his memories when Act 2 started. Obviously, we knew that Monica wouldn't lose her memories. There was a little bit of concern about whether or not we as the player would lose memories. But no, both us as the player and Meiji are fine. So that's good. Natsuki and Yuri seem to be completely reset, obviously. But yeah. I think the reason why Meiji didn't lose his memory might be because we weren't in the actual world when it reset. We were in the space classroom. Basically, we were out in the void when we hit the reset button. Maybe that's why he is okay and remembers. Also, Sayori's alive! She just can't leave the space classroom. Because the second she leaves the space classroom, there's a risk that she'll get erased. But as long as she's in the space classroom, she's outside of the script's jurisdiction. The script can't mess with her while she's in there. So she's safe. We're good. This memory, I think we would all be very concerned because the player is you. Well, we are in the world, after all. But yes, because the player is you. But as in the one who played DDLC and was sucked into the world of DDLC. That player. But yeah, it still hurts to see Sayori because of her neck. It doesn't look pretty, but she's alive. So, the atmosphere gets tense just then, and I'm not entirely sure what else I can say. I've never had this happen to me before. However, before I can try anything, Natsuki speaks up.
Hey, listen about earlier today, you know, with the milk and energy bars?
If you still think you owe me anything, you really don't.
No, that's not it. Dummy.
I feel a small bit of relief from this exchange. It feels more normal than anything else that's been going on lately.
I just wanted to thank you. And make you promise not to tell anyone about it, okay?
Right, I promise.
Good, you'd better.
Loading text box. Interesting that you point that out. That was something I noticed too. It wasn't like this in Act 1. I nod in affirmation. The menu is different too. Everything is very different in Act 2. And I wonder why they changed so much about it. Curious, curious. I nod in affirmation. Suddenly I hear someone's stomach growling. Natsuki's face goes beet red and she looks away. I smile a bit, then reach into Meiji's backpack, pulling out some food I'd gotten from the vending machines earlier. Here, take whichever ones you like. Natsuki looks at me again, frowning in suspicion. Is something wrong? Meiji, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't she readily accept the cookie I bought for her last time? No, you're right. She did pretty much dig into that cookie. I wonder why. She looks down at the bars I've laid out on the desk in front of her, then looks back at me. Why? What do you want out of me? Suddenly, she brings her hands over her chest, almost in a protective gesture. No. No. I see why your mind might go in that direction, but no. Not what is happening here. Absolutely not what is happening here. You don't want to do that, do you? What? Oh god, no. No, no, no. I shake my head looking horrified. Okay, the way I denied that might come across as insulting again. What the hell kind of experience does Natsuki have that her mind immediately goes to that? Did the script corrupt everyone's libido this time? That wasn't my intention at all, I swear. Code, do you think her dad or someone has been... Oh god, I certainly hope not. Or anyone else for that matter. Yeah, same here. Hey, stop spacing out on me and just tell me what you want. Sigs. No, that is not what we're after. I look back up at Natsuki. Look, Muramoto-san, I was just trying to help. I promise. How do we know her name? I mean, I know how we know her name, but I don't think she's introduced herself to us yet. No, actually, no, she has, right? Right, she has. Right, earlier when we arrived here. I think she might have introduced herself when we entered. Otherwise, this would be weird if we know her and she hasn't introduced herself yet. I think she introduced herself when we entered, though, so it's fine. She doesn't move for what seems like minutes, but is probably only a few seconds. Finally, she reaches over and grabs the nearest candy bar, a bar named Cat Nibble that resembles a Kit Kat bar. Quickly, she opens it, but just like with the milk earlier, sniffs hesitantly at the bar. Finally, she breaks off a piece and eats it. I open a small bag of chips and slowly begin eating. While she nibbles on the chocolate-covered wafer bar, I see Natsuki looking up at me with a lingering bit of suspicion in her eyes. Thankfully, Yuri comes back just in time. Her face looks a bit flushed. I hope that doesn't mean what I think it means.
Sorry for the wait.
She looks at what Natsuki and I are doing.
Where did you get the food?
I brought them earlier. Sorry, is there no eating allowed in this classroom?
No, that's not it.
I pull out a small matcha cake and hand it out for Yuri. If you want some, I don't mind. I bought too much this morning anyway. Yuri looks down at the cakes, then back up at me with a curious expression.
Are you sure?
Of course, be my guest. You've prepared tea for me. It's the least I can do. Everyone wants sex. I mean, at least Monika's libido increased a lot. We confirmed that. We looked at her file. Her libido shot up like crazy, and her empathy went down. Thumbs up. She smiles at me gratefully.
Thank you very much, then.
She takes the cake and opens it, taking a bite and clearly enjoying it. Yuri then walks over to the closet and begins gathering the tea set and placing it on the shelves against the back wall. Silence falls. The only sound at the moment is Yuri's preparation of the tea. I nervously pat my lap, trying to think of something to say. Natsuki looks slightly nervous, looking out the window mostly, giving me suspicious glances. Finally, I clear my throat. So, what were you reading before I came in? Natsuki looks over at me, startled out of whatever train of thought she was having. Oh, here? She shoves one of the books forward. I gingerly pick up and read the title. American Short Stories. Huh, alright. Which one were you reading? A Horseman in the Sky? Isn't that the same story that they read the last time? You're right. That's a bit encouraging, isn't it? We'll see. Really? Why that one? It's the one Monica chose for us to read this weekend for discussion. Natsuki says this with what almost sounds like derision. I wanted to read something else?
No, Natsuki, there's no need for that.
Yuri returns with the tea set and places it on a nearby desk. No manga, sad. She pours tea into the 3 cups and hands one to me and Natsuki.
We all agreed on this story. I know it's not a manga like you.
Yuri? Natsuki looks simultaneously angry and embarrassed.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. I mean...
Yuri looks immediately flustered. Is something wrong with manga? I mean, I read manga too. It might not be what most people consider literature, but they tell stories, don't they? Well, yeah, they do. See, Yuri, I'm not the only one who thinks manga is literature.
I never said it wasn't. I simply said it wasn't my medium of choice.
Oh. Well, at least there's someone in this school who knows the truth. I smile a bit at this exchange. It feels pretty normal to me. Never mind. Anyway, what's the story about? Yuri looks up with sudden, renewed excitement, almost like the excitement she showed earlier in the cafeteria.
It's a story set during the American Civil War. The protagonist is a Union soldier named Carter Drews, hiding in the bush when he spies a Confederate horseman. The story follows his train of thought as he contemplates firing on the soldier, but he hesitates for a moment. The author also utilizes some flashbacks to Carter's time with his family. When he joined the Union, his father both called him a traitor and encouraged him to follow what he perceived his duty to be. It ends with Carter shooting the horseman, and it's revealed in the end.
She suddenly pauses, looking apprehensive. I chuckle and nod. I don't mind spoilers for this. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you. The Confederate horseman was actually Carter's father in the end, hence the hesitation.
My eyes widen. Whoa, damn, that's pretty, well, cut and dry in my opinion. You and I both pause and turn to Natsuki.
So?
Think about it, they're enemies in the war. And it's kill or be killed. It doesn't matter if you're family. Damn, that's some Flowey mentality if I've ever heard it.
I respectfully disagree. I believe that Carter's inner struggles are meant to be interpreted as a lesson in the relationship between father and son.
Intrigued, I lean forward, tea in hand. How so? That's not Natsuki. Even Natsuki looks a bit curious, if still stubborn.
As I understand the story, Carter and his father actually parted amicably despite the father vehemently disagreeing with his son's choice of army. However, since the mother was on her deathbed, they actually agreed not to tell her and hope to reconcile in the future. There are many themes at work in this short story, but the main themes are the contrast between familial relationships and duty. Carter decided that sparing his father's life would have killed many more people in the end, and in this case, duty won out.
I still think that it's too wordy for my tastes. Is it so hard to make your point without all the fanciness? Don't say it, Yuri. I know what you're gonna say already. Awkward. No shit. As I watch the interactions between the two, I begin noticing a slight tension that I don't remember from before. Yes, they had different viewpoints and the argument last time around, but the tension wasn't this bad. I don't know why I didn't sense it before. Maybe I was just hoping against hope and deluded myself? Or maybe it's this way because Sayori or even Monica isn't here to interject and try to placate them. Guess that's my job, at least for today. It sounds like an interesting read. The girls both turn their attention to me. Yuri looks a bit relieved by the distraction, and Natsuki's irritated look softens ever so slightly.
I'm sorry I don't have a third copy to share with you. It's not that cumbersome of a read, and wouldn't take you that long.
It's alright. Here, you can borrow my copy. Natsuki suddenly shoves her book towards me. Wait, are you sure? Lightning bolt, what? Oh no. Wait, are you sure? Yeah, I've actually got some other work to do before the club is over. So saying, she grabs her bag and walks over to the back corner of the classroom, near the closet, sits at the desk and begins her work. I look over at Yuri curiously.
If you're not interested in reading it...
No, it's alright, I don't mind taking some time to read. Yuri nods and opens her own copy of the book. I look down and open the book Natsuki handed to me. Yuri's right, as it turns out the story's relatively short read, if a bit complicated. It's not something I'd normally read, but it's definitely entertaining enough to keep me engaged. Alright. I eventually finish, then put the book down. Seeing this, Yuri looks over at me curiously.
So, what did you think of it?
It was definitely entertaining to me. You'd have to give me more time to process what I just read. Plus, I'm sure since this was originally written in English, things get lost in translation.
Indeed they do.
She holds up her copy of the short story collection, and I noticed that it's in English. Huh. Without thinking, I read the title out. Code, no! You bastard, don't read it! You're not supposed to be good at English. You're a Japanese high school student. Your English is supposed to suck ass. You can't perfectly read that out loud. Oh no. What? Oh fuck. Oh no. Yuri's expression is suddenly very intense, but only for a moment. Her smile returns with a hint of excitement.
Do you speak English, Mr. Chizu?
She says that in flawless sounding English. Her tone is almost hopeful. Fuck, how do I cover this up? Looking at the title of the Japanese book I have, I see, to my dismay, the title isn't quite the same. I stumble over my words, trying to make it sound as if I'm speaking broken English. I speak English very little. I switch back to Japanese. I'm not the best student at it.
And yet you recognize this title instantly.
Damn it. Yeah, well... God, if you're out there, I could really use a distraction. Of course my luck isn't that good, Yuri goes on.
Our English program here isn't the most ideal one. I've actually heard that Taisho High has a stellar English program. I almost applied there.
Really? Gaming? Yeah, gaming is the way to go, I guess. The little English, the true little the English. Luck roll failed. Well, I'm not Rob after all. Really? It's not much of a distraction, but if I play my cards right, maybe I can get her to talk a bit about herself. What's Taisho High? The only other high school in our city. It's a college prep school. Ah, thanks.
I would have gone, but the cost to attend is almost twice that of Sakura Academy.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Not that Sakura's Academy's education is bad in any sense, of course. I just wish that their English language program was better.
That's fair, yeah. I look down at the book still in my hands, remembering that it's still there. Oh, pardon me, I should probably return this to Muramoto-san.
Oh, of course.
And by the way, thank you for letting me check this club out at least.
Of course, I do hope you join.
Well, we'll see. I'm gonna have to think about it and perhaps visit again this week.
I'm sure Monica would be delighted.
Yuri's smile seems pretty genuine. Seems pretty genuine enough, but I'm still a bit on edge as to how she reacted to my careless mistake. I stand and walk over to where Natsuki is sitting with a thick book open. As I walk up, I grow confused since she has a sheet of paper and a pencil out as she reads. Her eyebrows are furled up in frustration. I slow down so as to not startle her with my approach. I clear my throat. Pardon me, Muramoto-san? Startled, she looks up at me. Oh, it's you. Need something? I keep my grin to myself. I was just returning this. I hold out the book. Natsuki looks at it, then at me. You read the story already? Damn, you're pretty fast. She takes it from me and puts it in her school bag. Thanks for letting me borrow it for today. Oh, sure. She nods at me in an almost distracted way as she focuses more on what's in front of her. I start to leave, then fake a double take. Not hard to fake, actually. It seems like Natsuki's actually doing homework. The workbook she has open is the standard math book from the school. Natsuki's eyebrows are furrowed as she focuses on one problem in particular. I'm not the best at math, to be honest. Anytime during the past week I've had a math class, I've always asked Meiji for help. He's not exactly the best either, but he's better than I am currently. Which is tragic, considering we're supposed to be 2 years older. That problem she's stuck on incorporates stuff we learned last year. Easy stuff, too. At least easy now. That makes sense. Natsuki looks up at me, just now noticing me looking over her shoulder. Ahem. Do you mind? I'm trying to work here. Sorry, it's just that you're approaching that problem wrong. Who asked you? I raise my hands defensively and back away without another word. I go back to my other seat and sit down. Yuri is too engrossed in her own book to notice my return. Not wanting to disturb her, I quietly rummage through Meiji's backpack looking for anything literature related. I don't have any homework that I can do currently, since I have a habit of doing it during class when there's a lecture going on. Most of the teachers in the school can take too long to teach their main topics, something I'm very much used to in college. Not finding anything, I decide to quietly stand and look in the closet for anything. Math, but I am better at math. You're not. You better not be. I quietly walk past the concentrating Natsuki and take a quick glance at the bookshelves. Aside from Natsuki's manga, most of the books appear to be mostly school-related. Workbooks, study guides, and more fill the shelves. The boxes on the floor are more of the same. I sigh quietly and head back to the desk. Oh, wait a minute. Exactly for this type of problem. As I'm passing Natsuki, I take a quick glance at her work. She's still apparently stuck on the same problem she was working on when I gave the book back. As I begin to turn away, she throws down her pencil in frustration. Damn it, why is this so hard? She murmurs to herself. I pause and look back at her. If you're having issues, skip it and come back to it later. She glares up at me. No one asked you. Unlike before, though, Natsuki sounds more defeated and less antagonistic. Would you like some help? We just covered this type of problem in class. At least the new stuff. She looks away, a stubborn frown plastered on her face. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Yuri lower her book and glance over at the two of us. Why? Natsuki looks up at me sharply. Why do you want to help me? The look in her eyes is a mixture of confusion, stubbornness, and suspicion. Oh no, people are doing math. Can't do that. Alright, because it looked like you were struggling. But if you don't want any help, I go quiet as Natsuki looks back down at her book, looking over everything. Her fists clench in frustration, then she looks back up at me. I would appreciate the help.
Is everything alright over there?
A slightly nervous looking Yuri walks over.
What's the problem?
Math problem.
Oh, I can help you.
Yuri looks down at the workbook.
Do you want help?
I can see a bit of stubbornness returning, but before she can say anything, I chime in. There's never any shame in asking for help.
Fine.
Let's actually go back to the other desks. I'll move a third one so I can sit. Natsuki begrudgingly grabs her belongings and walks back over to the desks. A Sigma drive. Wow, what equipment. Great. I need to keep going. The day is still going on. You know what? I'll end it after the club is over. I feel like that's a good stopping point. Maybe there'll be a bit more left in the day, but you have to remember, it took us almost an hour to even start the first day. So next time we'll have an entire day and whatever is left of this day. I grab a third desk and move it over so Yuri is on my left and Natsuki on my right. Yuri reaches into her own bag and brings out her copy of the math book. I do the same and bring out my answer sheet. Thank you. Natsuki says this quietly in a subdued and embarrassed tone. Not a problem.
I wouldn't be a good vice president if I allowed club time to cut into your studies.
Natsuki sits slowly and opens her books. So, what are we stuck on exactly? For the rest of club time, Yuri and I, but more Meiji than me, help explain to Natsuki the basic principles of the problem she was having issues understanding. Which, as it turns out, is nearly all of them. I grow increasingly concerned as I know that Natsuki is smarter than she thinks herself to be. If anything, her poems are evidence of her intelligence. I'm actually equally as surprised by Yuri's manner of teaching. The way she explains the concepts we're reviewing aren't just helpful to Natsuki, but they help me remember my older math lessons more clearly. I breathe in a sigh of relief whenever I see Natsuki's eyes light up in further understanding as the concepts click for her. I make a small note to bring more food in for her, reminding myself to come up with realistic excuses, so she doesn't think I'm stalking her. It's a friend only I can talk to, yes. Eventually, Yuri pulls out a small, battered pocket watch. She looks at it over the wall clock, over at the wall clock at the front of the room.
Oh my, it's getting late. We really should end the club meeting.
She turns to me with a small smile.
Jesus, thank you for stopping by to observe our club. I promise it isn't always like this.
She lowers her voice for the last sentence, looking over at Natsuki with a concerned look. No problem.
Will you come again? I know you said you were just observing, but still.
She trails off. I might come by again. Who knows?
Alright, I'll let Monica know of your interest in our club.
Thank you. I then raise my voice to address the two girls. It was a pleasure to meet both of you. If I do join, I look forward to getting to know the two of you better. Well, even if you're a boy, I guess I could tolerate you in the club. Yes! We're in. We already are in with Natsuki. Ow. Okay, fine.
Natsuki?
Fair enough. Do you need any help cleaning up?
Huh?
Yuri looks around the room. Aside from the rearranged desks and some crumbs around them, and the tea set, the classroom seems to be pretty clean. I don't mind helping. I walk over to the closet and grab the broom and dustpan. Natsuki and Yuri look at each other briefly.
Please let me do that. It is my duty, after all.
She walks over to me, looking at the broom and dustpan nervously, then back at me. Yeah, just give up here, Chizu. She gets stubborn like this sometimes.
Natsuki?
I put the broom and dustpan down on the nearby desk and raise my hands in surrender. Far be it from me to step on the duties of the vice president. But are you sure?
I am, but I am grateful for the offer. I can certainly handle a small task such as this.
Well, if you're sure, thank you for having me, and I'm sorry I came by unannounced.
It's quite alright. Thank you for stopping by, and see you later, hopefully.
Natsuki's already heading towards the door. She turns and gives a polite nod towards Yuri. Yuri smiles softly at the blonde Tsun before focusing on the task of cleaning. I walk out mere moments after Natsuki. Natsuki and I walk down the now empty corridors towards the stairs. Out of the corner of my eye, I can see her looking back at me in a poor attempt at being sneaky. Hey, Code? What's up? Was it such a good idea to leave Yuri alone in a room like that? What with her problem? I know what you're getting at, but I also don't want to come off as stalkerish right off the bat. Not right off the bat, maybe later. We can't be too careful here. Now you mention it, that does sound pretty reasonable. But I'd at least like to check the script when we get home. That's fair. We'll check it later then. Thanks. You're welcome. I stay a good distance behind Natsuki, looking out the window at the rainy landscape below and sighing heavily. The two of us head down to the lockers. As I approach my locker, I see Natsuki dragging a small stool over towards it. She notices me approaching and stops. Oh, am I in your way? Yeah, but take your time. I don't have anywhere to be. It's not like you can watch Yuri 24/7. Unless you're in her mind. Like, for example, by playing Doki Doki Storm. Alright. Looking a bit relieved, but still suspicious, she gets on the stool and begins unlocking the locker at the very top. Of course. Of course her locker would be at the top. As it turns out, hers is about 3 locker spaces above Meiji''s. The true locker. That's just cruel. It is. This doesn't really register for me as I'm too busy in my own thoughts. However, Meiji notices and takes action before I do. Code, think it's alright if we offer to switch with her? I look between our lockers and curse myself for a fool for not thinking of it before him. I don't see why not. We can reach that locker better. Muramoto-san, do you want to switch lockers with me? Ha! Why? So you can reach it without that stool. Mine's right here. I indicate the locker in question. Once more, she looks at me with suspicion. Are you sure you don't want something out of me? Now I'm even more worried about her. What else could this version of Natsuki have possibly gone through to make her this distrustful? Nothing, I promise. I held up my hands in an innocent gesture. It was just an offer. She stares at me. I can handle myself, thank you. Okay, the offer's always open if you change your mind. She takes her school slippers off and slips on some older looking shoes. I want you out of you. Yeah. She then closes the locker, She then closes and locks the locker, moves the stool back, and after grabbing a small umbrella, walks out into the rain. Damn, that was a bit harsh of her. I was just trying to help. Maybe I said something wrong here. We don't know all the specifics of this world yet. There are obviously some pretty big differences, but we don't know what or who has been affected. I don't see how you could have said anything wrong. I would have said something similar anyway. Well, thank you. I take off the school slippers, grab Meiji's shoes, and slip them on. Then, after everything is put away, I grab the school bag and umbrella and walk out into the rain, where I end the stream. We'll continue here next time. Finish off this day and probably do the entirety of the next day. Alright. Actually, let me leave it open in the background for a little bit. Neat mod. Pretty neat so far. Again though, the 3-year difference. Oh god, and I realize we're probably gonna have to wait another really long time for Act 3. After I'm done with Act 2, Act 3 is gonna probably take another 3 years. Oh no! Oh no, it's gonna be a painful wait. Unless Act 3 is gonna be a lot shorter. I mean, let's face it, Act 3 is usually the, you know, the Just Monica act. They'll probably roll Act 3 and Act 4 into one and make it the finale, I feel like. I feel like they'll, like, do 3 and 4 in, like, one thing, in one package. That makes more sense to me. As the finale for it. Make the entire mod a 3-parter. At least that's what I can see make the most sense. Let's see if there's any DDLC streams live, shall we? Alright. Now I'm ready to exit out of the game as well. Because in order to check someone to raid, I have to click into their streams, and that would be awkward if I just capture their audio on my stream. Why wouldn't Act 3 be kind of not safe since the script kind of works there? True! Oh, that would be weird that if the script suddenly starts affecting the space classroom after all. Very worrying if that is the case. Alright, let's see. Who can we raid? Of course, I'm also open to recommendations, by the way. If you have any. But let's check this person out. Or these people. They're an option. I'm just looking a little bit, okay? Don't worry. If you stick around, by the way, you know you're gonna get channel points if you stick around for the raid, which you can then use to do all kinds of stuff. So yeah, look forward to all that. Ow. Thanks, Dev. Alright. This person doesn't appear to speak, which is tragic. You know what, we'll just rate these two. Sure, let's go for these. Doesn't appear to be a blind playthrough, I think, just because one of the tags is just Monica. But you can't win them all. Let's set up the raid. Alright. Setting up the raid, and we'll head on over. Whoop. Alright, we're unable to raid this person. Never mind then. They're not okay. Quick, guys, help me find a raid target. The person I intended to raid is unraidable. Maybe Undertale Yellow? Maybe Undertale Yellow then. Bullet Bonnie, wait, is Bullet Bonnie live? Yes! Playing Apex, which is not something I'm particularly interested in, though. I could raid, but again, I would immediately leave because no interest there. And that feels awful. Let's see. Maybe some Undertale Yellow. Ah, they are on the end credits. I feel like that is also not optimal, rating on the end credits. God damn it! Why is it so hard to find someone? What about this person? Alright, sure, let's go for this person. I'm wasting way too much time on this. Let's just raid. We're on the screen for way too long. This person seems decent enough. Alright everyone, thank you all for watching this stream. If you want to see me continue this, I'll be streaming this game again next week, same day, same time. Until then everyone, have a good one, and I'll see you all around. Bye bye. And if you're watching this after it's been uploaded as a VOD to the YouTubes, ow, your support has also been greatly appreciated. And you know, as Rob is already implying there, if you do want to catch the stream live in the future, you can do so by checking the description down below. There will be a link to my Twitch where I stream every single Friday and Saturday. Story-based games like DDLC usually taking the Saturday slot. Sometimes I stream other days of the week too, but that's a bit more irregular. In any event, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you around. Bye bye.